Oh my God. I am never going to financially recover from this.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Welcome into Cobra Cast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here after a complete and total disaster. Tonight's Chrissie Mayr stream, I don't know how to put it into words. Like, it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, no matter how low the expectations were, it was significantly worse. Okay? Like everything. And again, listen, I'm not mad at Chrissie. I'm just having to call balls and strikes. And that was without a doubt, without any doubt, that was the single worst possible scenario anyone could have imagined. I am blown away by it. Let's just go over what started all of this. Like, the stream is what I'm talking about, okay? So for those that are not aware, there's been a lot of drama, which is what everyone wants to classify it. It kind of transcends drama, and I think calling it drama minimizes it. But there's a YouTuber named The Quartering that is at the center of false flagging and taking down other content creators' channels. And his actions and his denial of his actions have started a complete firestorm across YouTube, with false flags happening all over the place. Many creators are getting hit. It's been crazy. Most people with a brain have denounced The Quartering. Most people. When I say most people, literally everyone has denounced The Quartering. Okay? Everyone. Except for Melanie Mack. Melanie Mack is the one person that doesn't want to denounce The Quartering. Anyway, Chrissie Mayr had Melanie Mack on her show a few days ago, and it was a disaster. And Chrissie Mayr basically stepped into an internet minefield, like a land minefield. It was bad. And since that moment, there's been a lot of commentary. There's been a lot of channels covering all of this. And ultimately, a lot of people gave Chrissie advice about how to handle this. We addressed it on Friday Night Tights. You know, Camelot, Brittany Venti, Nina Infinity. The list goes on and on of people that have given public stance on, hey, this is how you should handle it. You need to handle this sooner than later. She decided, I want to wait till Sunday. Me and other people said, you wait till Sunday. And that's way too long. That's way too long. We talked about this on Flashcast. Smash JT's covered it. Well, either way, she wanted to wait till Sunday to cover it. So we get here to Sunday, and guess what? The first thing we get when the stream gets set up, this right here. She turns it to subscriber only mode. What? Subscriber only mode? You can't turn this on subscriber only mode. This was the first red flag before the stream even started. Turned on subscriber only mode. Oof. So I retweeted this as soon as I saw it, and I'm like, oh, no. You are already setting a tone, okay? You're already setting a tone that you are here to silence people that say things you don't like. Bad move, okay? So we're already off to a terrible start. Then the second worst thing happens. And what is that? You ran your cringy intro. Oof. Was that tough? At that moment in time, when you had 3,000 people sitting in the chat and her cringy intro for her normal audience. This is a serious situation. It needs to be treated with that same energy. Rolling the cringy intro was not good. not good. Okay. And so at that point in time, you've already got two major, major mistakes. And I'm just in there going, wow. So I texted someone in the moment. Trust me, everybody's watching this shit. Okay. If you're wondering if everyone's watching without naming names, everybody's watching. Okay. So I'm texting someone and I said, this is worse than the Odyssey casting. Like, what can you say? Like, this is worse than the Odyssey casting, and it hasn't even started yet. We haven't even started the show, and it's already worse than Ellen Page's Achilles. That's how bad this shit was. Fucking hell. Anyway, the show starts. About 5 minutes into it, my next tweet drops. And this was my review of everything, because Chrissie starts out with saying she was bullied into this response. She said she was bullied into it. Oh, no. No, 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 no. She already started the blaming of everyone else. I was bullied into this. People in the chat were being mean, yada, yada, yada. And it just, at that point in time, it was really established that there was never going to be any true ownership of what happened here. So I'm going to try to do my best I'm going to try to say what she should have said tonight. Okay? That's what I'm going to attempt to do. There were 5,000 people watching her stream. I don't know if she's ever hit over 1,000 or 2,000 unless there's a huge guest on. But there were over 5,000 people in this chat. All right? It was not Apology City. I have to say, I don't know who, let's see. So obviously Brittany was on, and there was a girl named Kimberly. And I don't know who this Kimberly girl is. And this was the panel right here. First of all, Brittany Venti is amazing. Brittany is like, I just love the way that she is such an attack dog. Like, she is so fucking savage. Okay. And she was laser focused on what she wanted. She had questions, and she wanted answers. And even if she's going to ruffle some feathers, she's going in. This Kimberly girl actually mentioned me a couple of times. And I'm not familiar with her at all. So, but shout out to her, because this Kimberly girl actually seemed to, it feels to me like this Kimberly girl watched a lot of people's reactions, and she was understanding the levity here. She understood what was going on. I'm not familiar with her, but she seemed to really understand it. Yes, Camelot, that was a fucking nightmare. That was an unbelievable nightmare. And so, yeah, the Cherry girl it was really weird, because when when Chrissie talked solo at first, because Chrissie was talking solo in the beginning, okay? And when she was talking solo, then she says, I'm going to bring some guests on. So when she brought some guests on, I was like, okay, this is going to be Brittany Venti. This is going to be Camelot. This is going to be Nina. This is going to be Yellow Flash. These are going to be people that are really, 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 on point here. Okay. And she brought these two girls that I'd never heard of. And I'm like, oh no, what's going on here? Nothing against those two. I didn't know anything about them. And then Brittany showed up, and I'm like, okay, now we're cooking. And so it was just awkward the entire time. I want to say that I am not an insensitive person. I understand that there are real life things going on I really do understand that. But I can't stress this enough that nobody cares on the internet. Nobody cares. And that's just the truth of it. I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm saying that I understand the internet, and the internet doesn't give a fuck about what's going on in your private life. They don't care, nor should they care. They care that you get to sit on the internet and make money and do this for a living. Okay? That's it. That's all that people care about. And they just want some clear answers. All that should have happened tonight is this show should have started. No cringy intro, because you need to acknowledge the serious nature of what's going on. No intro, cold opening. Hi, everyone. Obviously, there's been a lot happening over the last few days, and I want to say up front that I seriously fucked up big time. I can't even begin to explain how much I fucked up, and I'm not going to be able to explain that in detail tonight, but I'm going to try my best. And I want to say right now, I single-handedly fucked up big time. I stepped in it. And after I stepped in it, I then made mistake after mistake after mistake, and I got really caught up. I have told lies. I have been caught up in things. It was a whirlwind, and I take full responsibility for my actions because I should have done better, and I failed not only my peers, but my chat, my subscribers, and everyone. I really screwed up. And I'm really angry at two different people. I'm really angry at Melanie Mack and Jeremy Hambley because they have created such and I'm going to use this word that I don't normally use, a toxic environment, because they are lying about every fucking thing that is going on. And Melanie Mack manipulated her way on to my show and gave me no warning as to the shit show that I was going to be facing. And I completely faltered under the pressure. And for that, I am sorry to everyone, but I am angry at these two individuals. That's all you have to say. And we're off and running. Then you bring the people in and you kind of go through the process. This is all you had to do right here. It is clear that Melanie Mack and Jeremy Hambley, especially Melanie in this situation, manipulated herself into this. And everybody that's attached to them is getting eaten alive right now. And this was crazy, though, man. It really was. And so, yeah, all I could do was tweet stuff like this out because this was it, Listen, is there a part of me that feels bad for Chrissie? Yes. But there's a bigger part of me that feels bad for all of the people that got disrespected. And the internet is a brutal and savage place. Okay. And when you disrespect it, this is what happens. By the way, I know that Madam Savvy's in the chat, and I know that she will tell you she doesn't have any sympathy because she doesn't, because she's a savage, cold-hearted, evil person, and I say that with all the love in the world. So yeah, I saw her earlier. She said, "I don't care. Are you still here, Savvy?" I'm scared of Savvy, says Lance. Yes. I was texting with someone and I was like, Brittany reminds me of Savvy. And I saw everybody in the chat was getting mad at Brittany. Not everybody, by the way. And by the way, strategic super chat reading. That was some interesting super chat reading to bring up anti-Brittany Venti super chats. That was very interesting. Just saying. But yeah, so Venti was laser focused on getting answers. Okay. And, you know, that's kind of where the breakdown was that she just wasn't getting the answers that she wanted. I also, look, man, you know, Chrissie is completely overwhelmed right now. She just is. I get it. It happens. And it's not easy when this happens. This was mismanaged and mishandled at every step, unfortunately. And the internet is going to be the internet. When you start saying that the chat's being mean, like I got people right now. I saw someone says I'm subhuman, I'm terrible, I'm a horrible person. Welcome, you'll fit right in with my community. But they say worse things than than you have so far. So like my community actually says worse things. So you gotta. I appreciate the insults, but I would appreciate if you would step up the insults a little bit. You're gonna have to step up the insults to hang here in the snake pit, okay? But I can't remember. I can't remember a fucking you know, chat where a stream where my chat was nice to me. So anyway, loser alter ego says, "I'm sorry you feel that way." Now read a super. Smash JT with the raid. Thank you, Smash JT. Were you covering this? How bad were you cringing, man? I know I was cringing really hard. It was tough, man. It really was. And all I could think was to tweet memes like this out. I had nothing else to tweet. I was just like, what else can you say? What else can you say? You were just terrible, Jeremy. I do appreciate it. Let's see. Yes, it was cringe as hell. It really was. It really was. Okay, hold on, guys. Now, this is bullshit, okay? Now, I said you can be mean, but Cosmortal Comics says Jeremy looks like he belongs in Christopher Nolan films. That might have been a compliment a couple of years ago, but that's downright over the fucking line in 2026 with what we're learning. So let's be a little nicer to me, because that is over the line, bro. Holy shit. All right. That's tough. All right. It's a little too far. But yeah, overall, like I said, that was not a good showing at all. However, Venti was the MVP. Now, I did hear the whole conversation surrounding like bringing Kino Casino guys on, and I'm not sure you can bring people on that have been banned on YouTube. Chrissie's brought many of people on her streams that have been banned from YouTube, okay? She's brought many people on. So that is not true at all. She's brought a lot of people on her streams. You know that. I know that, okay? That's just yeah, Alex Jones was on FNT. She's had Gavin McGinnis on. She's had people on like crazy. That's just, now again, I get it. You get in a situation where you don't want to bring people on for whatever reason, but you're in a mode right now where you need to make things right with the internet. I don't have the power to help that. Kino Casino doesn't have the power. Brittany Venti doesn't have the power. The only person that has the power is the internet, and the individual that the internet is focused all their energy on. And unfortunately, the person that the internet was focused on failed to do that tonight. What will happen moving forward? I don't have an answer for that. I do not know. What I do know is that, like me and Camelot said, 24 to 48 hours on the internet is an eternity. And if you're going to wait 24 to 48 hours for the internet to wait for a response, this is what happens right here, unfortunately. Brittany's on Kick right now. Oh, snap. Let's go check out what. Oh, man. I would not want to be on her bad side. I would not want to be on Brittany's bad side. Did I follow her? I think I followed her, didn't I? Maybe I didn't follow her. Let's see here. I bet she is mad. Oh, yeah.
Show you crazy.
Oh,
I was
boy.
being very charitable. I'm not going to get gaslit and name called and then say, oh, I did apologize. This is fucking bullshit. I'm not dealing with this fucking bullshit.
Oof.
I am first and foremost a Black woman, and I do have an attitude.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, RM Qual Through, for the rage quit. Hey, Britt, Chrissie ignored my chat supporting you, therefore I refunded it. You can have the money instead. Thank you. And see, this is what I'm talking about. She's being rewarded for bad behavior. It doesn't make sense. How does that seem like a legitimate apology? She opened the show with, I'm being bullied. Who the fuck is the bully then? What kind of apology is that? I am the victim, everyone. I am the victim because I'm a mommy and I chose to have a kid. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. And she chose to end the stream. So that's why we're here. That's why we're here talking this, because I can't talk on the stream. So, you know, kudos to her for keeping me on as long as she did.
Listen,
but like she ended the stream abruptly.
The internet is not prepared for a Venti Savvy collab. Do not put that out there. I will never be on a stream with those two. I couldn't handle that. Are you kidding me right now? I'm not going to be able to handle Venti and Savvy. I could barely handle Savvy and Kirsha on a stream. Can you imagine Brittany, Venti, and Savvy on a fucking stream together?
And comes at me.
No.
What kind of shit is that? Come the fuck on. And that was bullshit. Oh, I'll let them on. She wasn't gonna fucking let them on. Are you kidding? I told her PPP is not banned. Let them on. Oh, no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. There comes a point with some people where they're just so used to lying that you can't have an honest conversation with them. But no, the whole chat's filled with, yeah, kick Brittany off, because she banned everyone else. Jenny went sweep, sleep. Sweep, 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 sweep.
This is wild, man. This is some wild stuff right here. And this is all because the Quartering and Melanie Mack, they are the source of all of this. This is it.
It lags me the fuck out. But on Kick, I'm fine. So I don't know what was up with that. So every so often, I'm sure you guys saw it, I was lagging. So I was like unintentionally at times like...
Well, if you guys want to go watch her, I don't want to just stream snipe her the whole time, but she's live on Kick right now. If you're interested, please go check her out. I will tune into that later, but I don't want to just stream snipe her whole stream because I don't want her mad at me because I'm not retarded. I don't want to piss Brittany Venti off. So Bonebee says, sweep of the century. Gabriel Knight says, will Chrissie be back on FNT? Guess you'll have to tune in on Friday to find that out. Let's see. Nero Moto says, I paid $0 for that stream and still feel entitled to a refund. Let's see. Anime fan for YouTube says, Chrissie ran from PPP instead of just letting him on to explain the situation. I'm convinced a sincere apology from her and they wouldn't have eased off her tomorrow at least a little bit. Yeah, I mean, listen, we're in a different world right now for some people. Definitely not Brock for 20 says, yikes. 100% yikes. 100%. Marmillan says, stream chat grift tags. Hey, it's difficult these days to say, sorry, I fucked up. I don't know why that is difficult. However, again, if I'm looking at the situation objectively as I can, and trying to piece this together, I feel like my perspective is I feel like that Chrissie is very sympathetic to Melanie Mack. That's what I gathered from it. And if that is in fact the truth, that is in fact the source of the problem. Because Melanie Mack is 100% toxic right now. Okay. Like absolutely. And so that to me, because she was like, well, I had one friend telling me this and I had another friend telling you that. Well, you had one friend that was lying to you and that person would be Melanie Mack. It's clear that Melanie Mack is, again, look at what she did today. Look what Melanie Mack did today. Melanie Mack pulled a Kamala Harris today. Okay. She pulled a Kamala Harris. Right here. Let me find it. All right. So internet's mad at me. Internet's mad at me. Internet's mad at me. What do? sat behind a young lady with Down syndrome at church, and at the middle of the service, she reached back and handed me this. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart. And then the little girl looked up to Melanie and said, freedom. Just a coincidence that it happened right here, right now. And instead of Melanie just taking that heartfelt moment and taking that in for herself, she had to post it to the fucking internet. Because why? Because you have to post everything good that happens to you on the fucking internet so the internet can think, what a sweet moment. Oh, it's such bullshit, all right? Like, you know how many things happen to me on a daily basis, good and bad? I don't feel the need to fucking tell the fucking internet all of that shit. I just don't. Like, why would you do that for sympathy? Because I said, when you're dealing with, people that are caught up in bullshit, there's only two paths for them. They either post something that is talking about an experience with, like, this child came up to me and said, like, my 1-month-old son came up to me and said, Dad, why is Donald Trump bombing other countries of brown people? And I looked at my 1-month-old son and I said, son, because Donald Trump is evil. And we both cried. Bullshit, whatever. Or they post something about their fucking animal. That's all they do. That's their distraction right there. That's it. Speed Force says, Jeremy, with all love, brother, please ask Gary to fire Chrissie. She is a horrible person. Well, listen, all I can say is what Chrissie being a horrible person. I've had great experiences with Chrissie since I've known her, but the way she has handled this situation versus my experiences with her have nothing to do with each other. She has to be judged on how much noise and how much disrespect towards the internet she has created. I mean, to be fair, I have a lot of good friends on YouTube. It doesn't mean that they are going to come on my show or be part of this or part of that. There was, in my opinion tonight, and I'm not speaking for Gary, I'm not speaking for FNT, I'm just speaking as a person that's on FNT. I think that tonight, an opportunity was there to correct all of the perceptions, or at least the majority of the perceptions on the internet. I think a great opportunity was there tonight. And I think that if that opportunity would have been dealt with properly, I don't think there's going to be any issues. But that situation was handled in possibly the single worst way it could have been handled, and then some. And so there you have it. The chips fall where they may. It's really not up to, like, I'll say this, like, it's really not up to Gary. It's up to the internet. It's not up to me. It's up to the internet. The internet makes decisions. So we'll see what happens. Volman says Venti was absolutely terrible to Chrissie. Chrissie is going to be a scapegoat. Y'all are some terrible grifters and worse friends. Okay. Thank you. Since I'm so bad, is that why I got, like, you could have said this in a $5 super chat, by the way, but you said it in a $15 super chat. So clearly I'm a pretty good grifter, because you could have said that in a $5 super chat. You could have, but you decided, you know what? I'm going to send this guy $15. So I appreciate it. Next time, maybe we can get 20, 25 out of it. You know what I mean? But you could have gotten that many characters in a $5 super chat, I think. But I'm good with you adding another $10 as like a little tip. You're like, hey, there we go. Sleazy says Chrissie is as toxic and radioactive as Evil Jer and Melonie now. Oof. Was Ryan in my chat? Jose M says, Chrissie, I can't have banned people on my channel. We'll get terminated. Also, Chrissie literally has Ethan Ralph on her stream multiple times before. That was a wild take. Let's see. He was. I don't know why the hell Ryan's anywhere near this fucking stream right now. Brad Garrett says there are those of us who root for all of you, including FNT Chrissy Doomcock. Despite the differences, we are not streamers. We are not as invested. We are simply eating popcorn, and I think you should eat all the popcorn you want. And I have always said, listen, man, Tuesday night's main event's not as big of a show as Friday Night Tights. There have been people I've gotten rid of on Tuesday night's main event, and I don't make a big deal of that. I have good relationships with those people still. Sometimes things don't work. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Simple as that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's not a big deal. Sometimes things don't work. It's not the end of the world. If Chrissy's fans want to support her, I fully encourage that. I don't want her canceled. I don't want people mass unsubscribing to her channel. I don't want people to stop supporting her if they like her. I don't want any of that. But sometimes things just don't fit, and that's fine. Beardo will never be on FNT because he's not good enough. Okay? I didn't make that decision. The internet did. All right? Benology has been fired from Geeks and Gamers 3 fucking times. I can't get rid of him. Even though I have fired him 3 times, the motherfucker still shows up. I can't get rid of him. Even when he knows I don't want him, he messages me, "Hey, Jeremy, I'm available for this gaming stream." I don't want you on the gaming stream, Benology. But I appreciate the persistence, okay? I really do. Mr. Bohemio says, lying to a friend and responding with, "I'm sorry you feel that way," is what sticks out to me. Not a good response. Was not a good response. Brocky Man says, no one came out of this looking good except for Kimberly. She was level-headed and tried to bridge the gap. Kimberly was pretty on point. Again, I don't know her, but it's clear like she's watched not only me, but other people that have kind of explained the situation. And so, yeah, I think that's the most crucial thing that people need to take away from this is that if you look at all the people that have been part of, Geeks and Gamers, Friday Night Tights, main event, all of this, no one has ever been canceled. Okay. I've never thrown someone under the bus. It's just not my style. It's never going to be our style. Sometimes things don't work. That's fine. It doesn't mean people are bad people or whatever, but sometimes things just don't work. Okay. Wonder what happened with Rolo. I have no issues with Rolo. Rolo just had some personal stuff going on, and that's it. And I felt like probably need to step away for a while. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let me see. How can anyone possibly satisfy everyone on the internet? Well, the only thing that I've ever seen that satisfies everyone on the internet is the latest Odyssey trailer. The latest Odyssey trailer, I've seen no issues whatsoever with that. None. Key says, listening to that, all I could say is Mayr seems like she just doesn't give a damn about any of it. Her apologies to Britt were just flippant and dismissive. It's crazy to think they're friends. It was wild, that's for sure. Let's see here. Bumblebee says, Venti and Savvy collab win. Ryan can run that fucking stream. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with that shit. CMD says, can we swap Chrissy with Venti on FNT? Jimbo, Ryan, you want to host a Savvy Venti stream? You want to do that? I'm totally fine, man. I'll let you do that. Jimbo says, hail, Jeremy. Do you remember when CobraCast first started and Tim was going through it, that Quartering tried to insert himself and Tim went on a rant about how Quartering wasn't a friend? I do remember that. I absolutely do. And he blocked Quartering, I think, at some point in time. So Ryan just quit. Yeah, Ryan's done. Mumblewick says, what did you say? I don't even know at this point. Liquid Richard says, I'm a little out of the loop. What did Chrissy do? Was it just having Melanie Mack on? What's so bad about that? What does she have to apologize for? Not hating or anything? No, not at all. And this is a good question for people that might not understand it. So I can only give you my perspective, and I can give you what I think the overall internet perspective is. From my perspective and what I think the internet perspective is it's not about just having Melanie Mack on. However, bringing Melanie Mack on brings a lot of baggage because Melanie Mack likes to antagonize people. Melanie Mack likes to talk down to people. Melanie Mack likes to tell you that she's better than you. She's been doing this for a long time, but she has insulated herself in a community where she was protected for the longest time. But now she has basically isolated herself because of the quartering drama. And Melanie Mack has always been this way. She's always been like this, but she's had insulation from the community to be protected from all of that antagonizing that she's done. Now she's isolated, and she's not willing to answer for anything that she has done. And so with Jeremy from the quartering always having her on his streams, they've banned everybody from his live chat. Anybody that's critical in any way, shape, or form, they've mass banned everybody from his YouTube chat and his Rumble chat. So when Melanie was on with Chrissie, all of those people that have been mass banned from the quartering's chat to criticize Melanie and him, they congregated in Chrissie's chat. And they basically took all of their anger out on Chrissie. At that point in time, Chrissie got a little overwhelmed, understandably so, by the way. In that moment, she was completely overwhelmed. And I do believe she was overwhelmed. I believe that she did not understand what she just walked into. I do believe that. But I also believe that there was a lot that she was playing dumb about. And I think we know that to be confirmed for sure. Now, she can know that two things can be true at the same time. She can be overwhelmed. She could have also been playing extremely dumb in the moment. And I think both of those things happened. And so once that happened, it just spiraled from there. And here we are. So it's been quite the fucking shit show, to say the least. 1A Train says, while I'm here for the drama, for sure, but can we go back to making fun of commies soon? Pulp free for life. Yes, I will be back to covering Trump and politics tomorrow. Don't worry. But with that said, this thing pops off so much, I'm going to have to cover it even more because this is where we are. Mr. Bentham says, you're just awful, Jeremy. For $20. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Casperius Ghost says Chrissie and Melanie have D-list celebrity status in common. They naturally stick together at all costs. Also, I caught the last 2 minutes of that stream and I want a refund too. Mar Millet says, yes, you're all terrible friends because you were giving a friend who beat a hornet's nest a ton of advice and they went and ignored and called you all bullies for said advice. Yeah, that's one thing that's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So I will repeat what I repeated on FNT, especially towards the end of our statement, that I think that there's a lot of credit to give to Chrissie from the fact that she did not delete that stream and she left the chat open and she left the live chat open. That is rare for somebody that steps in a hornet's nest the way she did. All right. So, and she's done the same thing tonight from what I can see. She hasn't deleted the stream yet. She has not deleted the stream and she has not deleted the chat. So, I mean, look at this right here. This live chat was fucking wild, bro. Okay. And again, the only reason I'm able to look at this is because she left it open. Okay. She left this chat open. So credit to her for doing that. She didn't have to do that. This is right now makes her infinitely different than Melanie and the quartering. Okay. Because Melanie and the quartering would have shut this shit down. I am doing again what I've done already. I'm giving her advice. Don't shut this down, Chrissie. Just leave it open. I know that it seems like a lot, but people will appreciate it. I've made this mistake in the past by getting rid of this a long fucking time ago, and I learned my lesson. I'm just telling you, if somebody's learned, I've made mistakes to get me to this point. Okay. So leave the stream up. The people will appreciate it. Sub-only mode is a bad problem. And, and so, yeah, man, it's interesting, but this chat was wild. Okay. It was wild.
She seems upset because she feels like she was lied to. I think that's, and like I said, I don't think the intention matches up, but like, that doesn't mean that the result wasn't the same. So while, like I said, I feel like there does have to be some meeting in the middle here, and part of that is like, Chrissie, maybe you acknowledging that even if that wasn't your intention, and that you really were trying to wrap up the stream, which again I don't think is a lie. I think that the extra time and all that other stuff, it does add up, and I think that she has a right to feel that way. So again, like,
yeah, I'm sorry, Venti, if you felt like you were gonna come on and then you didn't. Like you were all hyped to come on, and then
If I
you didn't
felt like,
come.
Ooh.
I'm sorry that you were hyped to come on.
See,
And-
that's that dismissive kind of like, I'm sorry you felt that way. Oh, it's not. That's not an apology. I'm sorry you felt that way is not an apology.
Then you didn't come on. Like you were.
but
probably
it
all
wasn't just the hyped, Chrissy. It's the fact that you're like, okay, hey, I'm checking my text for her. I'll let her on. And both of
Right,
you seem
and I
like you were
wasn't
fine with having me on. And then
and I
you
wasn't-
lied.
No, how would you know that Melanie was okay with having me on? You weren't speaking with her.
Well, because on the stream, she was nodding her head and smiling and acting like she was okay. with
Nodding
it.
her head. You think she was okay?
Agreed,
She-
Willie Will.
She didn't know that you had.
And you could have
messaged
said she
me.
wasn't.
You think
You
she
could
was
have
okay
said
with
that
you
she
coming
wasn't.
on because she was nodding her head? Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds?
I'm not going to be gaslit and be called schizophrenic for this.
I'm not.
People told you they wanted me on. They spammed the chat. You said, okay, you know what? I'm going to have her on. Where's her message? I send you the message. And Melanie, as you're saying this, is like smiling and nodding her head. At no point during this entire time.
We got a $100 from, is it Jody? Is that how I say that? Jody? For $100. Says, I'm on no one side here, but I chased around my 2-year-old in 90-degree heat today like Chrissie. It's tough. The situation was not handled correctly, but I feel the ignorance. The internet will make the decisions, though. No cover, but please weigh your decision. USA. Thank you. Listen, that is 100% true. It's also, two things can be true. Again, Chrissie is a new mother. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. The 11, soon to be 12% female audience that we have. Okay. So yes, she is a mother. She has a 2-year-old. That is a job that I don't understand. Obviously, I'm a father, but I don't understand being a mother of a 2-year-old, and I'm never going to because I don't know. I'm old-fashioned. Okay. Women in my life know to cook sandwiches and take care of shit and let me do whatever I want. So if you're watching, I'm joking. Please don't get mad at me. But so anyway, get in the kitchen, take care of the kids. I'm watching the game. Okay. So I don't understand what that's like. And so, yeah, anyway, regardless of that. Okay. Bottom line is that can be true. But nobody cares on the internet, okay? Nobody cares. That is not the internet's business. They don't care. They're not interested in that, generally speaking. What they are interested in is people addressing the very thing that happened and went down. And all of that other stuff is just noise. That really is. What's up, Veradark? What kind of sandwich? Look at there, Veradark. Turkey, mayonnaise, and cheese. I'll be happy. All right. I'll be happy. But yeah, so that's the bottom line on it. It's brutal, but it's the truth. Okay. Like right now. Okay. For instance, and I'm not going to tell anybody the details or anything. And I'm only telling you this to make a point. A very, 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 very close member, and I mean very close member of my family, just had major surgery. It's been stressful. Nobody gives a fuck though. Okay. Generally speaking. And I know like somebody will be in the chat and be like, oh, I'm so sorry to, like, it doesn't matter. Like my job on the internet has nothing to do with what's going on in my personal life. Nothing. None of my personal life has anything to do with what I do on the fucking internet. Because it's not part of my internet life. It's not part of my world. And I have chose, and I think very smartly, to not bring my private life and my private world into the internet. So that's really what it comes down to, man. I really appreciate that. So But ultimately, that's not what people were there for tonight. People wanted direct and concise response and answers for everything that went down. Because unfortunately, and I'll repeat what I will continue to repeat, people are angry at Melanie Mack and the quartering, and they don't have an outlet to go after those two because those two have mass banned everybody. So people are pointing their anger towards anyone that's even somewhat connected to them. I'm not saying that's right, but I'm telling you that that's what's happening. And so if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at the quartering and Melanie Mack, because they're the reason everybody's angry and they don't have an outlet to express that anger to the people that they're frustrated with.
Before you end the stream, did you say, hey, Melanie doesn't want you on or anything? You just followed up afterward and said, I didn't want to ambush her.
Right. I was focusing on my guest. I'm sorry I didn't bring you on, Bendy. I guess I should have stopped reading the chats and had you on so that you could say to her what you wanted to say. Instead, I wanted to wrap up my show and get through the super chats and try to figure out what the hell just happened.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're admitting the inconsistency here. I appreciate it. Now, the other thing is the bullying thing. Like,
Brittany tweeted this. Brittany tweeted, I'm sorry I feel this way.
so this people don't view this as an apology at this point, because it's like, I'm sorry you feel this way, and you use this language a lot.
I definitely said I dropped the ball.
That's not the same.
I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing for having my friend on to talk about my conversion.
To apologize for that.
And
I think
it's not about having your friend on.
It's
about the
definitely not.
platforming and her sweeping for it on your stream, which you benefit from being free speech.
I did not associate her with the quartering.
No, but do you know who associated Melanie with the quartering? Melanie did. Melanie associated Melanie with the quartering. She has decided that she's going to be the one person that is going to stand for Jeremy striking down channels across the fucking internet.
Sins and horrible things that he's been doing.
You were
and I
told
feel like that point is not landing.
But you also replied to her on April 9th asking her about it. Nina brought it up to you multiple times. So this comes across as feigning ignorance. Like, just, it would be smarter to just say, hey, like, so long as you feel this way, hey, like, I messed up. That's accountability. I'm sorry I messed up. But it's instead like this like explanation and sweeping under the rug.
I got conflicting messages about the severity and the truth behind the situation. Plus,
hey man, just like somebody was talking about, like, because there's a lot of ladies on F&T, there's a lot of ladies on G&G, and you got to deal with people individually, man. Like, I have to deal with, you know, Steph differently than Krista. I have to deal with Jess differently than, you know, Steph or Krista. I have to deal with Savvy differently than any other human being on the fucking planet, okay? Because I don't know what I'm going to get out of Savvy from a day-to-day basis. So, you know, like, all the others I can at least manage. Savvy, there's just times I'm like, you know what? No problem, Savvy, okay? Just, you go do whatever you need to do. It's okay. You just hit me up when you're not, you know, on a conquest to destroy the Pokemon company or whatever your thing is of the day. So
I was also confused by seeing tweets that involved like, he's a cuck. And so my overall feeling was like, okay, there's drama, but this doesn't have anything to do with Melanie. So I put it aside to focus on what I wanted to talk about Melanie with.
Do you see that that's conflicting though? that she's
Okay,
sweeping for
sure.
Jeremy and paid by him. Do you see
So if you're just tuning in, we're kind of doing we're kind of reacting to tonight's episode of Simpcast from Chrissie Mayr, which was built up to be Chrissie's response to all the controversy, and it really was as bad as it could possibly have gone. It really, I'm not sure this could have gone worse. I really think that this is about as bad as you could have possibly imagined. It was amazing.
Of
because the
course,
whole
of
point of the
course,
stream
of
isn't to
course.
acknowledge that.
I mean,
course.
when you asked her what she would have asked, she's the first thing she said was like, "Do you think the question she would have asked is like, do you think that working for him means that you have a conflict of interest when it comes to calling out his bullshit?" So like, it's not as if, and you know, like we can all play
So, somebody said Jer will not divide us.
hindsight with that. Like, would you, wouldn't you, whatever. But like, that was her answer when you asked that question.
And again, there's going to be people who anything I say is never going to be good enough. And
I did see one comment during the live stream, and someone said, what did they say? Hang on, I texted it to somebody. Hang on. A comment. This is the most accurate thing all night, all right? And this is how you know that you're the alpha in the room. Comment said, if Venti isn't happy, nobody is happy. I was like, holy shit. Brittany controls the room, all right? Like, if Venti isn't happy, nobody's
and
happy.
there's people that are so angry that they can't process what I'm saying, and there's going to be people that want to believe the worst, and that's fine. And I know I'm not going to win over everybody. I know I'm not going to get everybody to like me or believe me, and that's fine. I just
let's see. Angel Art Critic says, when you engage in YouTube drama and you go after another YouTuber, you FAFO, and this is cancel culture. Instead of people being okay with other people's opinions, instead you have people demanding she be fired for wrong think. Love you all. Well, I appreciate the $50, and I appreciate, just in general, appreciate your thoughts. I just respectfully disagree. I do not believe that this is in any way, shape, or form cancel culture, and I think that if anything, that minimizes what cancel culture truly is. If you actually listen to how I've responded and how other people have responded to this, simply said, like I said, I can't wait to hear what Chrissie has to say. And here's my advice, not saying she has to take it. Other people have given their advice, you know, Camelot, Yellow Flash, and Nina and Brittany, people that know her better than I do, have given their direct advice about how she should go about this. And we all said, hey, don't think you should wait till Sunday. But I also respect that that's when you choose to do it. No one's forcing her to do anything that she doesn't want to do. People are giving her friendly advice, whether it be publicly or privately. And she has chosen to approach this in the way that she approached it tonight. The reaction of the internet is the reaction of the internet. I can't control that. I can only respond to it and look at it and, you know, assess the situation for what it is, and as can anyone else. Now, from a standpoint of, you know, and I know a lot of people are going to look at this with F&T. I mean, ultimately, what is F&T? You know, F&T is a show that covers pop culture, specifically Hollywood and entertainment. That is what it's about. It's the biggest entertainment show on YouTube, or at least in this sphere. It's huge. You know, Gary doesn't give us talking points. Gary doesn't tell us what we can and can't say. He never has. He never will. That's not who he is. However, you know, we all kind of know that there's a kind of a focus of the show, and we don't want the show getting muddied into other things. Hell, it takes an act of Congress for me to get Gary to talk fucking video games, okay? Like, seriously. Like, I try to talk video games. Now I'm glad we got Fake Wizard on there, because me and Fake Wizard, we're going to talk video games whether Gary likes it or fucking not. But that still does fall into the sphere of what F&T is. And so right now, this is a big distraction, but you also have to bring the bigger problem into it, is that people feel disrespected. Chat feels disrespected. People feel that false flagging is not being properly called out. There are accusations that Chrissie was involved in false flagging. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. But I respectfully disagree with your assessment of this cancel culture. I think this is, if anything, this is simply someone being, held responsible for their own actions, regardless if they intended to do it or not. Raider, did you send me what the fuck? This is tripping me out. Raider, you really did trip me out, because on Raider's stream, he sent an 8548 on Chrissie's stream, and then I see an 8548 on my stream, but I looked at it and I'm like, the fuck's going on? It kind of tripped me out. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So, Raider, you bastard. I appreciate it. And again, this is a classic example right here, okay? Raider, we are an hour and 28 minutes into Chrissie's stream, okay? Whatever opinions were formed, okay? Raider, who's been a big supporter of, Geeks and Gamers and Friday Night Tights and all that, he's supporting Chrissie because he supports Chrissie, and I'm not telling him he can't. And he's also here supporting me while I'm giving a drastically different take than what Chrissie is giving. I like a world where that can happen. And that's the type of community that we have, period. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, man, that's good stuff, even though you confused me for a minute there. But that's it, man. That's it.
I had to come on here and clarify some things and be honest. And that's all we can do. And then it's up to everybody listening to decide how they feel. And I don't have control over how people.
Yeah, see, Chrissie right now, and I do feel for her a bit. By the way, Buford T. Justice says the loser simps in the chat made this train wreck even more embarrassing. I thank you, Buford T. Justice. What I'll say is I listened to some of the things that Chrissie was saying and the way that she was approaching it, and I could tell that she was trying to kind of use some of the talking points that many people have been giving her. It fell too flat though, man. It failed every time. Like right now, she's literally trying to do it right now in this moment, right here.
How they feel. And
so right here, she is literally trying to take those talking points and apply it, but it's just not landing.
That's all we can do. And then it's up to everybody listening to decide how they feel. And I don't have control over how people feel and what people think about me.
But the problem is that at the beginning of the show, you said you were bullied into this reaction. Every YouTuber on this platform would kill to have 5,000 people in their chat, regardless of what the circumstances are. 99% of all YouTubers, probably 99.9% of all YouTubers will never get 5,000 people in their chat. It won't happen. 5,000 people in your live chat means you are at the top of the food chain on YouTube. It's crazy. So regardless as to why 5,000 people are there, 5,000 people are there because they want to hear what you have to say. You have an opportunity in front of the biggest audience you ever had to land it. And that didn't happen, unfortunately. So you can't say, I was bullied into this. Bullied into what? Having 5,000 people watch your live stream? Every YouTuber would kill for that. Except for Gary, because he's such a big fucking deal. But other than that, every other YouTuber would. And this was a great opportunity, and it was a moment that it could have went a different way, but it didn't.
What I hear from Brittany too is that like the part of the issue is that there are actual real world implications. It's not just like, what the chat keeps saying, like, oh, it's just petty streamer drama. It's just petty streamer drama. Like, no, like your intent. This is a person who's intentionally trying to fuck with someone.
Not true. 5,000 were there just to talk trash, and on the other Jeremy. Regardless as to why they're there. Listen, I talked about this years ago after the Zack Snyder stream that flopped. Blew up in my face for Geeks and Gamers. It was just a massive shit show. I went over on another stream on EVS's channel and I got grilled for 3 fucking hours. Super chat after super chat after super chat. People were angry and I got absolutely fucking obliterated. It was brutal. And I just had to sit there and take all of that heat. Why? Because the internet was mad. The internet needed to point their anger at someone, and that someone had to be me because I am responsible for all things that are happening with that channel, with the company, with everything. I'm the creator of it. I'm the owner of it. I run it. When something goes bad and the people are mad, you have to just go in there and face it. That's what I did. It ain't easy. It ain't fun. 99% of that chat hates me already. So it was just like they were eating good that night. Because it was like, not only do we hate this motherfucker, but now we've got anger towards him. And it was just a brutal beatdown. It happens.
His life. And then this is another person who is coming in and saying, oh, there's nothing to see here, deceiving everybody around them. And then by association in that kind of situation, not literally because you associate.
Meme Copium is stream sniping. Shout out to Meme Copium. Great channel. He's been doing a lot of good coverage. I talked about this the other day. Meme Copium put me under a lot of stress. He was like, D-Day Cobra has like one of the most super chatted channels in the entire world. He's like top of the world, like except for VTubers and those church streamers. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? You're putting too much pressure on me. I don't get that many super chats. I don't get that many. I'm trying to, oh shit. Okay, hang on. I'm just looked it up. All right, we were number 3 in the country yesterday. So, okay, maybe we did okay. We were number 3 in the country yesterday. So, but still, man, we're not in the world, like worldwide. Number 10 in the world, okay? But that's a good day, man. That's a really good fucking day, all right? I'm not normally in the top 10 in the world. Meme Copium's like, this guy's like number 3 in the world, like all the time. I'm like, bro, I'm not that. Hot Spanish Vlogs is number 1. What the fuck is Hot Spanish Vlogs? They made $123,000. I can't compete with that shit. What is this shit? How does that happen? Anyway, that's not the point. He put a lot of pressure on me, though.
But like that bleeds onto you when the chat is coming in and saying like you need to have Brittany on because Melanie's lying. Like right. When they weren't lighting up Melanie for nothing. And like right. I get the friend instinct to step in and say and try to like be there for your friend, but like you know, Brittany is
laughing, man. You have
a nice person and seems like you guys have been friends for a long time too. So again, I see why she feels the way she feels. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I gave her a helpful suggestion to donate this to Toys for Tots to own Jeremy because it'd be funny and it would tell people that you're more serious about.
Ooh, she's got her on that one. That was one thing Brittany really wanted. Dude, listen, I don't know Brittany like well. I've met her a couple of times and I've kind of followed her content, and the little bit of Brittany that I have seen on, streams and meeting her in real life, seeing her on Twitter, she is an awesome internet personality. Now I know a lot of people have beef with her or whatever. Guess what? People don't like me. So, but she's really good and on point with this stuff right here. And man, so she's basically saying like, to show people how serious you are, you should have made this a charity stream. That way you wouldn't have to worry about reading the super chats and we could focus on the content. That's what she wanted.
I gave her a helpful suggestion to donate this to Toys for Tots to own Jeremy because it'd be funny and it would tell people that you're more serious about like taking accountability for it. And I've given Chrissie nothing but the benefit of the doubt, and yet, I'm getting called a bully. I'm getting called a bully. I'm getting like told like I'm this or that. It feels like I'm being gaslit, and so it doesn't feel like a genuine apology. And every time I say this, it's like, oh, well, hey, you seem this way, and then move on to the super chat. So it's like, this is how the whole thing is.
Part of the problem was not acknowledging the super chat. So she has to acknowledge
that's
them.
the thing is like this whole
Well, yeah, of
mess
course she has
started,
to
you didn't
acknowledge
the chat. So I don't want to not
that's
acknowledge
not the
chat.
point.
She should have brought Tim Pool on, and then she could just ignore all the super chats, except for like the really, really, really big super chats. She could have just ignored all of them and have Tim Pool on because he never reads the super chats, even though he gets sent tons. That would have been a good plan.
I feel like,
well, that's not the point. My point is, I say
Okay.
something to you, and then you tell me I'm acting crazy. That's what
I
you did
never said
earlier,
you're
and then
acting
you're
crazy.
apologizing. It's conflicting.
never said you're acting crazy. Do not put words in my mouth. That's not fair. Chuck Finley, I'm not a fan of Chrissie or Jeremy of Mel, but Brittany is acting like she is the perfect streamer. Prefect streamer. She's trying to
This is where people thought she might be like, and again, I don't know if this, I'm just telling you, like people are saying she was strategically picking certain super chats to read.
Latino fans. Her channel is only relevant when there is drama.
I'm not going to sit here and be told I wasn't called crazy earlier. You literally said, when I called you out for lying, you said, oh, well, it seems like you can't get over this and like trying to move on. It's like, yeah, of course, read super chats later. I mean, though they should be going to charity in my opinion, but that's your choice.
Bro.
But like now I feel like
The fucking Warski said Chrissy couldn't figure out what the oranges were for. Oh man, the memes are just so
you're
good.
just gaslighting me.
What?
Like every time I'm saying, hey, this happened, it's like every time I'm saying, hey, this happened, it's like met with like a non-answer.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel hurt.
Sorry you feel hurt. Are you kidding me? All right. The Savvy one on. Fuck. I got excited. I saw that $99 super chat. I thought that was mine. Fuck. Now I might have said that with the intent for, someone to maybe send me one, but I would never grift like that. I would never do that. Oh my God. This is going to be a shit show. Savvy's about to join. We're in trouble now.
I just got to get through some of these. Jake Lesba.
See, there it is again. That I feel hurt. It's never about what you do.
I'm sorry you are hurt.
You don't know how to
Brittany.
apologize.
I'm sorry, Brittany.
How about I'm sorry for lying about you. I'm sorry for hurting you and lying about it to everyone. And even when you're pressed on it, you continue to. That would be a real apology, to acknowledge it and apologize for what you did. Not I feel like you're sad and I'm sorry you're sad. That's not a real apology.
Yeah, it's Jessica's fault because Jessica messaged me and told me.
And that's the problem here. And this is why the
Cynthia,
stream is not going to go over well.
You're interrupting me. I feel like you
wasn't
care
done.
more about how you look. And
There we go
how
again.
you're coming off. I'm just saying how I feel in this moment. I just feel like your tone and the way you're talking to me.
Willie Will with a wait, is that which fucking suit? Okay, yeah, Willie Will. There's too many chats going. Willie Will with a proper 199. I got confused for a minute because I didn't know which chat it was. There's too many chats going on right now. But thank you, Willie freaking Will. And you wanted peak autism, ladies and gentlemen. Peak autism is here. Everyone say hello to Madam Savvy. What up, Savvy?
Hello, how's everybody?
How you doing?
I'm alive. Oh gosh, I don't even know where to begin because it's been so long since I've just witnessed a dumpster fire quite like this, but then also got mad because women talking make me angry. So no, really, just that was the most female panel to ever female.
Yes.
They
Savvy
hit
was
all the
messaging
bingo.
me. She was messaging me the whole time. She's like, "Are you watching this?" She was screaming. It was great.
Oh my god. Well, like you said, your experiences with Chrissy were pleasant. So were mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that this was something that she would do or say. This was so out of my purview for her. So
Yeah, I mean, I want people to understand, there's two ways that this is approached. On one hand, if Chrissy Mayr calls me tomorrow and and wants to have a conversation off, the internet, I'm going to have a conversation with her. I'm not going to not take her phone call. If she calls me about something completely isolated from the internet, which she's done in the past, then I will talk with her. I'm not angry at her on a personal level, but from an internet level, she is fucking up majorly.
Oh yeah, well,
And
even like just on the outside looking in, it's like I don't want to interact with you if that's how you treat someone who's your friend.
yeah,
Like that was bad. But the big thing that a couple of people have kind of missed is she completely reframed everything to suit her. So in the beginning, she specifically states that I didn't know it was connected to Mel. That was never the issue. During her live stream with Mel, she said, I don't know what's being talked about. And then her tweet was specifically about Jeremy and getting caught up on Jeremy's drama because she asked what the oranges were about. And then she said, I'm trying to get caught up. And then she responded to people in the comments specifically stating, if I only have time to watch one video on it, is this the video to watch? As if not understanding a single thing about Jeremy. And I believe it was June's video that was linked, the big, really long one. And someone was like, yes, this covers everything.
Yeah. And look, I missed this. I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick, but I missed this. Apparently, Jarbo at the end of the stream said she ended the stream because she had to go pick boulders. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I didn't see that.
What's that mean? What's the lore to that?
Oh, the lore to this is when Matt Jarbo, do you know anything about Mundane Matt?
Is that the guy who I just asked what color Sharpie he sniffs? Was that the guy who just compared Gary and Anita?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I know. All I know is that tweet, and then I called him a Sharpie sniffer.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Savvy. You learn that she knows a lot about a lot, and then you find out she's very focused on what she knows because she didn't know who DSP was. Yeah. And she doesn't know who Jarbo is. So Jarbo was a YouTuber years ago. He had a decent following, over 100,000 subscribers. And he was doing very well. But he was very sensitive when it came to criticism of himself on the internet, and he was accused of being a false flagger by a lot of people. Long story short, he ended up on a stream with a bunch of creators, the Quartering being one of them, Mr. Mediker, Ethan Ralph, Keemstar, and they were all on this stream with him, and they basically kind of dogpiled him to say, like, you're a false flagger, and he kept denying it. And then I think it was Keemstar who said, you can actually go into your YouTube system and you can pull up your report history to prove that you've never reported a stream. And that caught him off guard big time. He was completely flustered at that point in time. It was bad. And so in that moment, they said, just pull it up and show us your report history. He started to just procrastinate and say, I'm trying to look it up. And they're like, what? No, Matt, what are you doing? And it was just a big thing. And it turned out that, like, he was exposed that night of being a false flagger. I think Mr. Mediker forced him to say, like, I'm a false flagging little bitch or something like that. He got him to say that about himself. And the whole thing about boulders is that his excuse for I can't remember specifically because this is so long ago. What was the exact excuse about boulders? Is he said he couldn't do something because he was out picking up boulders with his kid. And it just became a meme where it's like, I can't do this because I'm picking up boulders. And so Matt comes in and apparently says she ended the stream because she had to go pick boulders, which is a very good
self-aware joke.
Very self-aware. Matt's a loser, though. So never did that. He is a loser. Anyway, did I get most of that recap correct, chat? I think I did. And yes, Mr. Mediker is kind of like the final boss of the internet. But anyway, back to this. Holy crap. So in your opinion, could this have gone any worse?
I didn't think that you could actually fail this spectacularly. Because she lied, and then she displayed a disregard for her friend and employee, I guess, because Brittany Venti technically worked for her on a stream or worked in conjunction with that. That was unclear, but like basically,
Brittany.
Yeah.
So
Brittany Venti to
Brittany,
Chrissie.
Brittany, according to Brittany, I watched her stream the other day. I mean, she's worked with Chrissie, but she's never been worked for Chrissie. So she's done a lot of like, voluntary stuff for her over the years.
Okay, that's
because
what
she,
it was.
yeah, because she, she cares and she's a good friend and all
Yeah.
of that. So that's why she feels a little slighted now, because she's done a lot. She's put a lot of sacrifices, spent a lot of time, and never really been paid for any of this. So she feels a little like, in this moment, you've kind of slighted me. That's from her perspective.
Well, she didn't just slight her. She did literally everything that a woman could do wrong. The whole I'm sorry you feel that way, the whole dismissal thing, straight up lying to her, and then the bully comment. I hope that never goes away. That honestly, like I'm not a vindictive or cold person usually.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you fucking
like,
are.
I'm sorry. That was bullshit. You're bullying me by asking me this? No.
Yeah.
No, name the names. If you're being bullied, name the names.
Yeah, like in this moment, like you kind of have to mentally prepare yourself for a moment like this. And again, maybe this is just me being on the internet for a long time, but you have to just go into this understanding there's certain language that you don't want to use in this moment. And you have to keep all of the attention on you and your mistakes. No one else matters. No personal matters matter. It's you and your mistakes. You need to frame that in this way. And then you need to understand where the true anger is coming from and acknowledge that. Now, listen, maybe she, and again, I'm just giving the full, I'm giving as much leeway here as I can. Maybe she truly doesn't get it. If that's the case, though, that's still a problem, because I don't know how you don't get it at this point in time. And it seems to me like she's really, really not wanting to turn on Melanie Mack. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's a weird one. It's and that was the thing that the other girl was doing. What was her name? Courtney? The one in the bottom right corner. The one who had, I guess, no business being there.
Kimberly was the one on the bottom right corner.
Okay, that's who that
she
is.
actually made some good points. I don't know if you heard them, but she
I'm gonna tell you why they were not good points, because every time she made a single good point, she gave Chrissie an out. She did the woman thing where she was trying to soothe her, and then she answered for her. And I'm so glad Brittany was like, well, I'm trying to, if that's how she feels, then she should answer. And then Chrissie said, yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That is a terrible, terrible thing. Her heart was in the right place. She's obviously friends with Chrissie. But, when you do things like that, you've now given Chrissie the ultimate out. And then every deviation, she knew what she was doing. She naturally fell into it. She changed the subject.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, you can bring all that up, Savvy, but she mentioned me by name like 3 times and complimented me.
Yeah.
So
In a positive way.
You go fuck yourself, Savvy. No, I'm kidding. No,
I hate women, damn it.
So overall, do you think that there's any path forward for Chrissie right now?
She needs to explain why she lied about what she knew. She needs to have a private conversation with Brittany, and those two need to hash it out with nobody else, unless they both want a mediator, but it needs to be done off camera at this point.
Yeah.
And then they can decide if they need public things for them, because obviously whatever they have personally, that's their own thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know how the internet, DSP is still streaming after 15 years. Like, there's always a way forward, like she's not gonna be canceled. She's not gonna lose everything. But
yeah, and I don't want her canceled. I don't want anyone like my philosophy on her is going to be the same as anyone else. Like, I want you to subscribe to who you want to subscribe to, and I don't think anyone should tell you differently. You're welcome to support who you want to support. And you're welcome to not support who you want to support. That's the beauty of the internet. And that's the internet that we're trying to continue to uphold. Yeah. But that's the problem with Hambly and Melanie Mack right now, is they don't believe in that. They believe that the people that we approve of can be here and you can support them if we approve them. That's the whole problem with this, is that the things that Chrissie's not understanding is that the mentality that I just said, that I want people to support her, and if they want to support her, that goes directly against everything Jeremy Hambley is standing for right now. Because Jeremy's stance is, you can only support who I want you to support, and I will take down anyone that says things that I don't like. That's a problem.
Yeah, and the big thing is the transparency. People will make a choice based off of what they saw, and that's it. That's all anybody wants at the end of the day. And like, Brittany may not get the answers that she wants, but at least it's out there, and people can see how she was treated, and then they'll make a choice.
Yep.
Everything's there, and you can't control everybody, obviously. So.
The channel striking is a big deal. She didn't do that. Well, in this case, she didn't. However, there are some accusations that she may have in the past.
And that's why she brushed him off, maybe. Like, if that stuff is true, like that could be why she believed Mel and said, oh, this isn't a big deal, or didn't take it seriously. Or within the first 13 minutes of the stream, she said that she had to go back and rewatch the stream from 2 weeks ago where she was informed of everything because she just didn't get it, man. And like, whoa, those were her words.
Yeah.
She admitted that she does not get it. She already said it. It's in the first 13 minutes.
Yeah. The opening the stream up with I've been bullied into this response was bad.
Why'd you bully her? What'd you do?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. We got I'm trying to be fair to Chrissie, but she made things worse for herself and was being way too dodgy with Brittany. And I'm sorry, she ran away with the money. Not a good look, man. Yeah, there was a lot of super chats left on the table. I'm assuming she's going to correct that. I'm assuming she's going to do a square up. I'm here to tell you, Chrissie, that is only going to get worse. It's just going to be a deeper hole that's going to happen. And that's not going to go well. Because your square up is essentially you going to be reading all of these super chats that are going to be going off on you, going off on the co-host that we're on, talking bad about quartering and Melonie. It's just going to be more. And it's not going away at all.
Do you know what else bothered me too for what she said and how she treated things? When Brittany said that, you know, it's part of your job to kind of know these things. And as a host who interviews people, you should know what's going on with somebody. And Chrissie snapped back, this is just diaper money. My job as a mom. I'm like, wow. So your diaper money, you still don't want to put your best foot forward for that? Like what? Why would you downplay that and then try to still hide behind your kid? That was just so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a brave and stunning streamer. I'm gonna read all the super chats. I'm brave and stunning. I deserve a lot of credit. I mean, this is a difficult job. I don't know, how
I don't know how you do it.
It's tough. You got to sit here and read words, and words are tough for somebody like me from Alabama. It's really, really difficult for sure. But yeah, so I don't know. Is Brittany still live? She is still live.
Oh
yeah. She's still live. Here, let's see what she is. She's still worked up. Let's see.
Pack it up. No way she does another stream. It's clear she can't go against Jer or Mel. She loves false flaggets. Well, enjoy sleeping in the bed you made. Those are your friends now. Mel, and from the looks of it, Mel's not going to tell you when you need to correct yourself. From the looks of it, how Jeremy went.
Yep.
Yep.
That's true. That is true.
Jimmy Gianni with the Pack It Up. Can't be happier seeing you stream over watching Chrissie's restream. I don't think she could have done a worse job defending herself, but you tried.
Yeah, that's a point. And this is what it feels like. It does feel like at this point in time that she may shift towards this quartering Melanie Mack kind of side, which is weird. And I'm pretty sure quartering, if I know quartering like I do know quartering, he sees weakness right now, and he's probably pouncing on Chrissie. He's probably being like, you just come on over here. I'll get you in good. with my team and all of that. Like I see that happening probably. So I don't know why on earth you would, at this point in time, you would want to be connected with them, but stranger things have happened, I guess. I don't know. Let's see here. Graham Robbins says diaper money tax. Well, that's nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Angel Art Critic says Jeremy Griggs never apologize. If anyone says sorry, I will end them. Well, there's a little context there you're missing, but I say never apologize unless you feel like you're wrong. And that's the truth. And so tonight, if she didn't feel she was wrong, she could have just said, I don't feel I did anything wrong. But she acknowledges that she did plenty wrong, but she won't apologize for it. She's literally caught in the middle right now. That's what the problem is. She's talking out of both sides of her mouth. Again, I have to keep bringing up the stupid Zack Snyder thing, but I straight up apologize for that because I fucked up. Now, is there details and all of that there are, but it doesn't matter. I fucked up. People need to be mad, yell at me, roast me, talk shit on me, get your anger out, and we move on. I fucked up and I'm going to do my best not to do it again. And to be fair, I've never brought any Hollywood celebrities around again that I know of. I don't think. I haven't. And I've tried to stay as far away from that world because I learned my lesson. Because in life, I don't think mistakes are truly mistakes if you learn from them. I think they're only mistakes if you keep doing it over and over again. Mistakes are just learning opportunities. Like me, when I made Savvy mad one time, I learned not to do that again.
When'd you make me mad?
I'm just memeing for the internet. You could have said, you're damn right you did. But instead you made me break character.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Okay. All right, so I made Savvy mad one time and I learned my lesson, never did that again.
That's right. I put you in your place and you learned.
There we go. John Wayne for 20 says, hey, Jeremy, I'm paying it forward because my other $20 was completely ignored on her stream. Yo, Chrissy, sorry you felt that my $20 wasn't 100. Well, thank you, John Wayne. I appreciate it. And listen, man, I am a different streamer than Chrissy. She clearly, objectively speaking, regardless of our opinions on this, regardless of how we feel the mistake she made or didn't make, I think we can all acknowledge that she was completely overwhelmed tonight. She was completely in over her head. And that is just the truth of it. I don't know how I would have reacted in that moment. Once again, it's tough. It's not easy. Obviously it's easier for me now because of the types of streams that I have and the amount of people that are in my streams. It's a little bit easier to navigate, but dude, I remember when I started out and having I had like 20 people in my chat. I'm like, oh God, they're going to fucking make memes of me. Well, now that happens by the thousands, but it's a different world. And she is in a different stratosphere right now. It really is. And like people like Gary have the benefit of the fact that Gary's blind. So he doesn't see the chat, he's old and blind. He doesn't see the chat. So he doesn't see all this stuff going on. He has that benefit. I unfortunately see everything. So maybe one day I can be blind like Gary. And then, that's why Gary can run such big streams with 10, 15, 20,000 people because he can't actually see the chat. X-Ray Girl they have like a little earpiece, and X-Ray Girl just reads the words off to him very slowly and he repeats them. So I don't know if I'm supposed to tell that information here to everybody, but that's how it works on Friday Night Sites, everybody. Nero Moda says that you are a complete shit. Have $20. I appreciate that. That's what I'm talking about. We're getting back to normal around here. T-Rex Travels says, I'm sorry you feel that way, Chrissy. Yeah, that's I think everybody knows that's a really bad way to apologize. I'm sorry you feel that way. What do you think about that, Savvy, when people say that?
Oh, it's almost as bad as when a woman's being told to calm down.
Ooh.
Actually, it might be worse.
Yeah. You never want to do that. You
No.
never want to do that. So is Savvy going to be on Tuesday's main event? She'll pop in from time to time. Savvy's not good with schedules.
No,
So
I'm bad. I've been really so my health has been shit this year. I don't like Jeremy, who doesn't talk about everything as much as I overshare. I still don't talk about everything either. So, even now, my voice is actually still messy from stuff, but
yeah. Just calm down, Savvy. You'll be fine.
I know. It's that rage from the Pokemon. People don't know about the mission.
I made her real mad last week on main event when she was like, I'm going to war with Christopher Nolan. I was like, how'd your war with Pokemon work out after Pokepia? I could feel the anger from Savvy when I said that.
There was coping and seething.
Raggedy Man says, fuck the internet. Well, that seems to be the narrative from certain people right now. Timbo Slice says, I forgot we can't say anything mean to Jeremy unless we donate to him. He hates when we super chat him. Everyone show him how much we hate him by giving him money. Please don't do that. It hurts my soul when you do that. And I don't know how I'm able to move forward when these things happen. So again, I do want to be very clear. Like, you know, there's a huge, I won't say a huge number. There's a crossover audience that's here. I think Chrissie has her fans. I think that you should continue to be a fan of Chrissie's if you are a fan of hers. I'm not telling you who to support or whatever. I'm not even even with the quartering, I'm telling you, if you want to watch the quartering, but seriously, why? But yeah, with like Chrissie, she's caught up right now in a terrible situation. And I'm just going to say this as nicely as I can. Chrissie, if you think it's bad now, just wait until the casino streams next. Because it's going to be way worse. And this is what I wanted her to avoid. This is why she should have responded the way that me and many others said, because Kino Casino is going to go so ham on her. I'm sure they've been tweeting about it. Let me see. I haven't been on Twitter much, but I mean, I'm sure let me find one of the guys and see. But I can only imagine it's going to be rough, and I'm not looking forward to it. The house always wins. Yes. Okay. My notifications are out of fucking control. So let's see here. Here we go. Yeah. PPP said he'll annihilate her tomorrow. Did he say that? Let's see here.
Yeah, it was his last tweet.
He's retweeted some now. Oh boy. Yep. There it is. Tomorrow, I am going to annihilate Chrissie and the entire sweeping brigade. Each lie and gaslight will be exposed with receipts. Holy crap. And this is exactly why I wish that she would have handled it differently, because this right here, this is going to take it to a whole different stratosphere. Kino Casino, they have single-handedly taken down the quartering and exposed him. Listen, even to me, if you guys remember, when I first started responding to Kino Casino, talking about the quartering, talking about my channel dying and all that shit, you remember what I said? I said, oh yeah, Jeremy's a good guy. He's just, he fucked this up and fucked that up. Yeah, guess who was wrong? I was. The casino wins. The house always wins. They were right. I was wrong. They proved me wrong. I was fooled into thinking the quartering was a good dude. And I remember when they reacted to me, and I would say that, I'm like, Jeremy Hambley's a good guy. And I could see them. They're like, because they are all like praising me. But as soon as I said that, you could tell they were like, this motherfucker. And I kept saying it because I believed it, because I was fooled. Casino exposed everything. So it's not going to be pretty tomorrow, but I will be watching. Pro Zilch says, just a reminder that all of these terrible women tried to deplatform Rollo Tomasi. So glad they're finally ripping each other apart. Scare Bruh says the issue with Chrissie is that she let Melanie Mack drastically mischaracterize the quartering and the casino beef, unchallenged despite apparently knowing the score via Nina Infinity. I watched what Nina had to say, and I try, like, listen, I'm not being mean, but like women crying on the internet is, I don't react to it. Like, I'm just like, okay. I mean, fast forward past this, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't care about women crying on the internet. But yeah, so, but her response to the whole thing was, you know, it's on a list of clips right now. And yeah, crazy stuff, man. Glenn Jones says, I love this shit. All hail to Makara, Eric, Mark, and Jess. Look at there. Hail to the mods. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, this shit show has gotten so out of control, spreading like cancer. I think regardless of what everyone thinks, the truth is this issue is going to start an FNT sphere civil war if it isn't calmed down. Well, I don't know what your qualifier for that is. I mean, personally, you know, I don't think that FNT is going to have to worry about anything. I think we acknowledged it last Friday, and outside of like memes and jokes and maybe super chats, I don't foresee that being a thing moving forward. I really don't. So, but you know, time will tell, because this thing is just getting bigger and bigger every freaking day. Forrest Brown the Tree says, so Jeremy, how many more times are you going to subject us to Tuesday night's pro science refugee event? Has Tuesday night's main event turned into a fundraiser to send these characters to Bro Island? Yeesh. I'll be there. I'll bring Savvy back at some point too.
Hey.
The dude says, and still don't know what the damn oranges are for. Oh, well, here's $10. Well, thank you. Pins Fan for Life says, how was your weekend? Well, it wasn't boring. I'll be honest, man. I was looking forward to this Chrissie stream like it was a fucking movie premiere, man. I was excited, man. I was like, oh, I can't wait for this. You know, like what's going to happen? And yeah, well, here we are. Salvatore says, Cobra Cast 199 is now about Mean Girls fighting. You really are gunning for that 11%. I mean, to be fair, it always was. Tim Pool and Jack Murphy are Mean Girls, right? Butterbiscuit says, I watched some of it and it didn't help that the chat was so on her side with no accountability for Chrissie and lambasting Venti for being hurt. She was so selective with supers too. Well, again, I go back to the point that Brittany made. Should have been a fundraiser, and you kind of like that would have, or
just turn it off. Not everything has to be monetized.
Yeah, but I think that you want people to at least still have their voice to be highlighted if they choose to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, a fair point, but I still think just making it the fundraiser. And by the way, for the record, like I don't trust most charities at this point anyway. So I understand that. Yeah, I understand that argument, but it's not about. This is one of those things where it's not about the charities as much as it's about sending a message that we're here to actually deal with this. You know, and let's not get bogged down in, you know, answering every comment. Let's put out that this is about, you know, hashing out our differences and understanding what's going on. Glenn Jones says, I love you all. This will be my last post ever. What are you talking about, Glenn Jones? Don't say stuff like that, because I have to acknowledge when stuff like that happens. So I need to know what's going on. I don't know where your currency is from, but where's that currency from? Because when you say stuff like this, I can't just not acknowledge this. I have to take this seriously, regardless if it's a joke or whatever. So I don't know where this currency is. I don't know if we can have any access to this person, but I can't just skip past supers like that. So mods, if you can look into that. We can't, don't troll like that. So, that's in the UK. All right. That was an hour ago, Jeremy. Was it really? 50 minutes ago. Raggedy Man says that she isn't bullying into this. Yeah, mods, if you can look into that and see if we can get any location on him. Ministry of Wrong Think. Speaking of parasocial follower of FNT, a lot of people are in denial as to how divided people are on this. Sides are forming. This is a major pivotal moment for in this pop culture community's history. You think so? I mean, I don't know. We've got 4,200 people watching right now. Are you like, I don't want to put like specifics, but do you feel that the community is divided? I'll just say that. Do you feel people are divided on this? Yes or no, chat. I'm not even typing in the chat, but do you feel people are divided? Yes or no? Few Souls says, friendly reminder, calling out bad behavior isn't cancel culture, and refusing to call out someone's bad behavior because they're on your side is cult behavior. Hail Snake Pit, hail the 199. Thank you. Say no to gay no. Did I say that right? If false flagging is so bad, why does everyone ignore that Kino Casino admitted to false flagging a channel on video? YouTube receipt. Well, it doesn't give me the link right there. But if you're talking about something from several years ago, as I've said, just like when people come in here and tell me that Chrissie did this, and I'm like, I need context. You know, what is the context? And I don't have all the context. I've heard from some people that have given me some information, but you know, what is the context? And so with that, like, was it someone that was just uploading their content, or is there more to it? And I don't know the answer to that question. Noah says this stream is from Chrissie tonight, directly feeds into the meme that women cannot take accountability. What a dumpster fire of a stream. 199.
Understatement.
Hey, look at here. It's Raging Rhino. Oh, no. This was an absolute disaster. What's up, Rhino? Hail to you, brother. Resilient says, Jeremy Prime Fig, I'm sorry I'm bullying you to read, but not really. Chrissie's dissed my intelligence, and I don't take that lightly. What happened? What happened? So right now we've got 500 votes, and it's a 60-40. So maybe it will divide. I don't know, Ministry of Wrong Thing. Maybe you're onto something. Chester says, Jeremy, you're not even a true grifter. You're grifting off pretending to be a grifter. It's actually disgusting. Also, congratulations for speaking in class today. I appreciate that. Means a lot. The Dallas Deadeye says, I'm sorry, brother. You are sounding SJW. You were supposed to be the chosen one. Chrissie is not the internet police, and you did apply pressure to apologize. And I've been watching Cobra Cast since day one. Well, yeah, I actually do think that you should apologize to the chat in that situation. And she acknowledged that she was wrong, but she didn't fully apologize. So, yeah, I do feel that the chat deserves respect. And I feel that when you're dealing with false flagging, just like with the quartering, I think the quartering should apologize to Kino Casino. Because if that's SJW, to think that the quartering needs to apologize for threatening to false flag another creator's channel when the quartering is on record saying that he doesn't stand for false flagging, then I think we've shifted the narrative as to what is an SJW, because SJWs actually stand for false flagging. SJWs stand for censorship. They stand for silencing their critics. So this is the complete opposite of that. You know what I mean? But I do appreciate the 20. I think we just disagree. Unicycle Peon says, I personally suspect Jer would probably enjoy the Kino Casino going after his... Wait, hang on. I personally suspect Jer would probably enjoy the Kino Casino going after his friends. It takes the heat off of him. That's not a bad take. You know, talking about the quartering. Kylie says, donate the proceeds to Toys for Cucks. There is one shaped like a tarantula that Jeremy likes. Resilient says, I like how Chrissie would not invite PPP on because it could take down her channel, and then even accused the other panelist of wanting her channel taken down. I get it though, man. She's in a tough spot. You know, that has to be acknowledged. She is in a tough spot. It wasn't the right answer in the moment, but she's in a very tough spot. Brad Garrett says, here's what's really going on. Everyone's bank accounts. How much money each YouTuber is worth determines their opinion and passion on this current topic. I don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I think that this has transcended everything. Like, have you seen... What's up, Dermy Wormy? Thank you, brother, for the raid. Have you seen anything hit this level in our little sphere in the past several years, Savvy? Like this
No.
is crazy.
Not like this. This is a very special kind of dumpster fire. And the last time I saw something similar was 10 years ago on Twitch. Because these kinds of dumpster fires fester for a long time. When an alcoholic is involved, it's not an overnight thing. So this is very special. It's kind of like a Halley's Comet kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So
By the way, is Savvy's picture not showing up on YouTube? It's weird because it's showing up for me in StreamYards, but it's
it
not.
doesn't.
It's. I don't think it's showing up on YouTube. Chat, is her picture showing up on YouTube? It's very strange. No, it's
That's
not.
weird. That doesn't
Yeah.
even make sense.
It's showing up for me in StreamYard, but I glanced over and it looks like it hasn't shown up the whole time. That is wild.
I'm just a gray box. Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Ricada was not even close to this big. The Ricada thing, because it all fell apart so quickly. So,
And it's personal. Like that was a very personal thing. As terrible as his situation was, right? Like he didn't false flag. Like that was all him falling apart.
yeah. What do you mean? Who snitched what? Something happened? Am I under attack? Something happened? My stream under attack? Oh, is it because of Savvy's picture? Just try to re-upload it and see what happens. That's really weird.
Will it like go on and off camera again?
Let's see if that worked. I don't know if that worked or not. But either way, that is weird. So either way, it's fine. That sounds like Savvy. That is Savvy. Here, let me put her name since there's no picture. That's so strange, but there. At least you can see her name there so people know who it is. Didn't work? That's so weird.
Huh.
Oh, no.
No.
I'm looking to see if there's any more updates on Twitter because this shit has just been crazy.
I mean, if they're smart, they'll just go to bed, I guess, because I doubt she's going to make a manic response and actually reflect.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, when things play out publicly, I think they need to be handled publicly. When they play out privately, they need to be handled privately. And this right here, like this is just played out in front of the internet a lot, and it needs to be settled from that perspective, unfortunately.
Yeah, now it does because
Yeah.
they dragged it out. Like,
Yeah.
if she really wanted to make this as easy as possible, she could have just put out a typed thing saying, look, I memed on this. I didn't realize it was super serious. I had no idea. Mel said this to me. You know, you already said that. And, you know, Mel downplayed it. And that's terrible. It's like, why can't you just be honest?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really strange.
It's just weird. But yeah, she didn't have to do this whole stream. Oh, and that was the other point I wanted to bring up before we all move past that. At the very start of stream, she said that specifically that this stream is to address the concerns of the community and to answer questions. Then once Brittany Venti started pressing her and didn't let up and kept repeating questions, she said, well, I was going to get to other things this stream. And she did that twice because Brittany also asked her to clarify what the purpose of the stream was. And then not even 5 minutes later after that, she says, oh, well, I was going to get to other things.
Yeah, and I saw that as kind of like a title to the stream is like, there you see it, then some other stuff. And it's like, I don't think that's a very good, I don't think that's a very good approach. No. I think that you should probably focus 100% on this and this alone. But that's obviously not where we are. Dark Red Knight with a popcorn for $2. Thank you. Mr. Bentham says, bro, that stream was as bad as the Snyder stream. Nick Hammerschmidt says, where we are now, Captain. Or where to now, Captain? I'm sorry, I'm retarded. Where to now, Captain? Right here. Lord Bolthus says, bro, if you bring PPP on, I swear. Did he want on? Boy, he would have been a fireball if they would have brought him on that stream. That would have been absolutely insane. I don't think there's no way Chrissie would have been able to handle that. Surly SOB says, I wouldn't call it SJW or cancel culture, but it definitely feels like hitting a friend while they're down rather than offering advice on a stream that might go unseen. If I were my friend, I'd reach out privately. Well, this is the thing is like a lot of people, yeah, there you go. That's the thing. Camelot and others. And listen, Camelot, this is the thing. I would assume, and I might be wrong about this, I would guess, even though Chrissie's a fellow panelist on Friday Night Tights, I would probably assume that she knows Camelot on a personal level better than me. I would assume. And he just, because he's talked about, like, I've had conversations with her, I've reached out to her, I've talked to her. I think they are probably closer than she and I are. Am I correct about that, Cody? What do you think? And I know you don't know my relationship with her, but we're not that close. We don't talk outside of FNT, really, So, that would be my guess. But I do understand what you're saying from your perspective. I do. Surly SOB. And here's the rest for the 199. Let's freaking go. He said, yes, he said so. Yeah, 100%. So, do you want to jump on here, Camelot? Like, you can if you want. Do you have communication with Camelot, Savvy?
What? Yeah.
Can you just send him a link?
Yeah.
If he wants to come on, he doesn't have to, but making it a party. He says, we've been good friends for a long time. Sure, I can. All right, sweet. So we'll get Camelot on here and he can offer his perspective on some of this. But yeah, thank you, Surly SOB. And again, I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from that perspective. Miniature Von Thing says, I got that one. Oh, wait, hang on. There's already a narrative coming from Twitter, YouTube, that FNT crew are cucks if you don't fire Chrissie. I'm just saying this could go complete beer. I saw someone in the chat and they said, Team Beardo for no reason on Chrissie's stream. They were like, Team Beardo. And I'm like, Beardo would be so fucking happy that it's being mentioned. He would be so happy. Little Jim's Halo says, for fuck's sake with the oranges. Blackish Pariah says, I saw Michael because of you. Epic movie, but missed Janet. CG Bubbles was the worst part. The Michael movie is fantastic. Ben says, Venti for replacing Chrissie. Maps go on the wall. Says, hey, Jeremy, just checking to make sure you remember doing a stream with Alex Jones, who was banned from YouTube. I do. Blue Eyed Scorpio says, I'm sorry you feel that way. I didn't connect you with Ryan. Jim says, Chrissie fucked up stream. Jose M says, PPP could have saved Chrissie tonight. Instead, she will fade into irrelevancy. Buck Jackson says, bring PPP on. Didn't you subscribe on Rumble, Buck? Am I right about that? Somebody did. Buck Jackson. Yes, Buck Jackson. You subscribed on, not Rumble, Kick. And Pre-Dawn Corpse is over there as well. So thank you for that. I knew that name sounded familiar. And Pre-Dawn Corpse is over there with 500 and says, play this Kick clip. All right, I'll have to pull that up. But thank you for supporting over on Kick and on Rumble, wherever you're watching. Again, this channel is on YouTube. We're doing very well. We always do. But please support on Rumble and Kick. Okay. T-Rex Travel says, Bro, Chrissie has Cecil on, so she knows damn well that that deplatformed people can be on other people's streams. Suffer Jer 199 says, she sweeped, she doubled down. Whoa, buddy. Jose M says, what was the cherry for? Did you send it to Camelot? Were you able to get it to him?
Yeah, I sent it.
Never mind. There he is. So there he is.
Hey.
What up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. Been having a lot of. I finally took a day off, bro. I don't know what it is about bad Jeremy, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a day off, and then he crashes out, and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta stream today, and then he crashes out again, and I've been streaming just every day in perpetuity. So now finally, I took a day off, and then this happened. Yep. I gotta be honest.
Hey, we got some feedback when I talk.
Oh, let me turn it.
I can hear myself. Test. Okay, we're good now. We're good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
So go ahead.
So I don't know about you, but I thought it was going to go better. And the reason I didn't go on is I
feel like it would have been better if you would have been on, but I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you.
I think I would have got kicked off immediately. Because so the reason I didn't go on is because I had a prior conversation like 2 hours or 3 hours before, and I knew what was going to happen. because it looks like, because Chrissie, look, I've been talking to Chrissie a lot through all this, and I got a little frustrated when she said, "Hey, yeah, I can come on your show tonight," and then an hour later she was like, "Never mind, it's impossible," and then she said, "Oh, I never told him I could go on the show," and I'm like, come on, stop fucking with me, but whatever. It's fine, I get it, she's under a lot of pressure, but when I talked to her earlier today, it kind of seemed like she was going to just address it, but still have the exact same opinions, even with the education that she's got, that a lot of stuff that she claimed she didn't know about, now she knows, and she hasn't changed any of her viewpoints at all, right? And that's what the vibe I was getting when I was talking to her earlier. And she sent me a long apology the other day. She was like, "Thank you for being a great friend, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry about all this." And then she sent me that message today. And I was like, I don't think I can go on this show, because I think she's just going to say the same stuff. And actually, that's what happened. Because she just said that there was nothing new brought to the table. And the issue is in DMs, she told me different things than what she said today. So I don't even know what's going on. And then if I was on that show, I would have been like, "Share my screen. Here's this DM. Explain it right now. What are you doing? Why are you lying? Like, I don't understand what's happening. You're lying." Like you brought Melonie on because you knew about the drama and you knew you were going to get viewership. That was the whole point. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we saying, like, you knew Venti contacted you. You've told like 4 people in DMs now that you just didn't want her to come on because you knew she was going to go after Melonie and you didn't want Melonie to get attacked. So you just said you didn't see it, but you did. You've told like four people in DMs already. Everybody knows now, right? Like, so yeah, it's just, and then when pressed on that, all you have to do, man, I know you've probably already said this, all you have to do is say, "You're right. I saw the text. I didn't want a Melonie attacked, and I just lied to everybody, and I shouldn't have done that, and I lied to you, and I lied to everybody, and that was shitty of me, but in the moment, I was just, what am I doing?
I do think most people would look at it, like, not most, okay, not most, let me be clear, but a lot of people would look at this and go, "Yeah, I get it. She found herself in a fucking firestorm." And anybody in that moment would kind of freak out, overreact, and mistakes are very simple. So when you make one, you tend to make another, and then you make another, and you're like, "Well, I'm trying to fix it." And it ends up being a fucking shit show. There are logical people that can look at that if you just own it. The key is to own whatever is going on. And when you don't do that, this is where we are.
I told myself, I don't like to like jump in chat and say stuff because it's very easy to see us when we're in chat, right?
Yeah.
And I was getting so heated, and I'm like, just say that because she was like, "Hey, Venti was like, did you see the text?" and ignore it, or did you not see it until later? Or did you not want her dogpiled on? Which one is it? And Chrissie's like, "I'm sorry that I hurt you." And I'm like, just say that you saw the text and you lied, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. Like, all you have to do is like, "Look, dude, I lied to everybody. I just lied about every damn thing. And I wanted Melonie to have a good time. I wanted to be her friend. And in the moment, I liked Jeremy, and I just lied about everything. And you may never forgive me, but here we are. I lied about it.
And in most streaming settings, you don't want to bombard a guest with another person. That's just kind of streamer etiquette. In most situations, you don't want to do that. Now, in this situation, few people are going to have any sympathy for Melonie under the current circumstances. But that is, and I think that a lot of people like me and you and others would probably be like, yeah, in that moment, regardless of what we know now, if you're going back to the moment where she had Melonie on, the bottom line is yeah, I ignored your message, Brittany, because in that moment, I didn't want to bombard a guest because that's just not the thing that you do as a streamer. But now looking back on it, clearly that was not the right decision. But in the moment, that's exactly what I did. That's understandable.
But she did bombard her because she still read off of quote unquote offensive messages.
Yeah.
I actually thought that she was being a mean girl. I thought she brought Mel on intentionally, played dumb, and then was just roasting her and subjecting her to it because she didn't like the false flagging. I thought that that's where that was going. Apparently not.
That's what she did tonight to Venti. She
did do that to Venti. She absolutely
selectively
did.
only read super chats that's like, "Venti's wrong and stupid, and you have nothing to be sorry for, Chrissie." I'm like, what the fuck? What am I watching? right now? What are we doing? This is insane. You know, a bunch of my mods said they were banned in the chat for asking questions.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. People were saying that the mods, about halfway through, they started revolting and saying that the mods were being on power trips or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. And I'm like, what's
no.
happening, man? Like it's this thing where, you know, she kind of went on to double down, you
Mhm.
know, and I'll just start from the very beginning, right? And I'll say my piece. Why are we playing an intro that's like goofy? What are we doing?
That's 100%. Well, first of all, hang on. Don't start there, Cody. Start with, why did you turn sub only on?
Oh my god! Oh, dude. Okay, look. You want to listen to this shit here, and this isn't me being weird or leaking anything. But here. I was talking to Chrissie earlier, and I said, "Hey, I was like, are you dedicating the whole show to this, or just a very small portion?" She says, "A small portion." I says, "I don't think it benefits you to do that, or for me to be there. I'm not telling you how to run your show, but I dedicate a large portion to it. Don't ban chats, leave it wide open, let them roast you, and then take a break."
Yes.
Like, and then I went over there to watch the show, and it's like sub only, and I'm like, whoa. What are you doing? No, please, God. As soon as I saw the sub only, I was like, oh no, this is about to be bad.
Yeah. And so anyway, yeah, that's the beginning. And then of course the intro. So then I'll let you go from there. So.
Oh God, the intro, brother. Look, okay, here another thing I told Chrissie the other day. I was like, you need to, if you're going to do this, if you're not going to do this on my show, you need to start up a show. It needs to be unscheduled. It doesn't need to be a title of one of your normal shows, and there doesn't need to be your normal guest on those shows on. You need to start up a stream and handle this, right? You don't wait 4 days to be like, I'm going to do Simpcast and then play the Simpcast intro and then be like, hey, everybody, so here's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're streamers, man. You do it all the time. Shit, you're doing it right now. You just fire up a stream. You're like, woo, we got to talk about this shit right now.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I've been doing all week. I used to have a schedule Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Now it's just Monday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
wide open. But yeah, dude, intro, and then the very first of it, you know, she started okay. And then she's like, but I'm being bullied into this.
Yeah. At that moment, I was like,
oh my, and I'm like, wait, hold on. What do you mean you're being
that was like, as soon as that happened, that was like Luke in The Last Jedi throwing the lightsaber. It's like, we're already off the rails.
Exactly,
we're already off the rails.
Every word you say after I was bullied into this, it doesn't mean anything now.
Yeah.
It's disingenuous. You can't say nothing now because you wouldn't have done it otherwise, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're done, right? And then it just goes off the rails, and you know, Venti's asking the questions, and none of them are being really answered. And I don't even know why the other guest was there. The other girl made I forget her name, Carol, Caitlin, Kimberly. She was making some good points. The other girl
shouted me and you out, so she made very good points when she shouted me and you out. So
yes, but the second time she shouted me out, she said she forgot my name, but it's fine. No, but the other girl, that poor other girl is just chilling. Rest in peace to that girl. And can we talk about how the Simpcast was for some reason 2 hours shorter today?
I know it. And
I don't know, man.
Here we go. Josiah's got it right here. Let's be honest. Having a panel of just women was the first mistake.
Everybody's reaction to Chrissie talking is perfect too. I mean.
Good Lord, man. Like, what are we doing? This was so bad.
Yeah.
Whatever your expectation was, it was so much worse.
It's just wild, man. Because I was talking to Nina. I was like, all you have to do is just be honest, man, and just be like, I fucked up a lot. You know, I don't know if you'll ever forgive me. I'm going to donate all these super chats. And then just weather the storm. But like, I don't know, man. Just then claiming Venti was bullying her and being aggressive. What are we doing? If I would have been older, because Anna, so that Star Wars girl texted me and she's like, you should be on this show right now. And I was like, bro, she kicked me off in 45 bucks. Because my happy ass would be like, what about this? What are you doing? What are you lying to me right now? Stop lying. And then I'd have been kicked off because she was starting to get pissed at Venti for just asking a question. So.
Oh, hell. Man, all I want to do is talk about Trump and Marvel and Odyssey casting and Nintendo Switches. I got to deal with this shit. I'm punished to sit here with 4,000 people sending me money. This is terrible. Damn you. Damn you, Chrissie. I do genuinely like like I said, I'm sure you heard me say it earlier. There's there's the human side of this, and then there's the internet side. Like I feel bad for Chrissie to be in this position.
I mean, you can't
She's
help
done
but
it
do
to
yeah.
she's done it to herself, man.
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do? I can't help anybody. Like, it goes back to the quartering. When I sent him a message through all of this, and I'm like, bro, you have my number. Call me. My exact words were, someone needs to put you in check. He blocked me. At that point in time, I don't have much sympathy for. What's the sympathy for now?
Yeah.
I attempted to help. You rejected my help. I can't do anything. You can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves.
But what is he going to claim, right? He's going to claim that all these people he's been nothing but nice to are just not loyal to him. And I'm like, why would Jeremy be loyal to you, right? But apparently Chrissie's loyal to him. And this is where this is all boiling down to, right? It's all boiling down to why are a handful of women so like loyal to the quartering? And the only thing I can fathom, and I'm just theorizing because I've been talking, group chats and DMs about all this. I mean, do we see a future co-host for Chrissie on like the Quartercast or something? I wouldn't imagine so, because from what I've heard from sources, the quartering's like 3 months from bankruptcy. That's what I've heard. So I don't know how that happens, but I just don't understand where this loyalty is coming from. And maybe it was actually completely like just complete ignorance. I don't believe that for a second, but let's assume it was for a second. Just complete ignorance, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, man.
No,
it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Look at this. We've got memes dropping. Is
Oh,
this
God.
an apology?
That's the ones. Dude, you should see the meme I dropped about 10 minutes ago. Bro, I dropped a banger, dude. I'm excited for it. I'm so excited.
That's just
You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it.
Let's see here.
Make sure it's not muted because it's beautiful.
Wait, so is it a video or is it
It's like a 10-second video or something.
okay, let's see here.
Real quick.
I can barely type right now. I got so much shit going on here. Okay, here we go. Oh no, this right here.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Jesus sakes, Christie, I don't like this. Christie, wake up!
Oh, no. What the fuck is happening? We are in the twilight zone right now, man. I can't believe this is happening. I really can't. I am, and it's all because of quartering.
Yeah.
It's all because
And
of
it's all
quartering.
self-imposed.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. I mean, like,
Nobody told Chrissie to do what she did. Nobody told her to lie. Nobody told her to not take it seriously and then lie again. Nobody told her to do this stream.
If I had to take a shot for how many times I said to somebody in DMs, this was avoidable, I would have died yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying this again, but this was really avoidable. And then Jeremy leaves X and abandons all his harem. Like, now they're all screwed over here, getting eat up by us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
This shit is crazy. I don't know how it ends, and I don't think it's gonna. I think quartering will be back on Twitter within the next 2 to 3 days, maybe back tomorrow. To be fair, I mean, he's already on Twitter because he's got his burner account, so he's there.
Why the quartering? Like, why if we remove the element of money, because even if you tried to put that in part of the equation, like he does not make that much money. He's not that big.
He doesn't now. He did.
Doesn't
No,
now,
but even
he
if you
did.
pretend, even if you took his old numbers, that's still comparatively for who he is, how he sounds, the way he talks, the things he says, right?
Yeah. Well, see, like, you got the normal girl brain though.
Oh,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah,
You know, where you see a smelly, fat, bald, hairy guy, and you're like, yeah, no thanks. I don't care how much money he has. Right? Some girls see that money and they're like, I don't care how terrible he is. I will stay beside him as long as he gives me some of his juicy, smelly money. You know?
Is it really worth, though, listening to a man proudly talk about taking breast milk, not understanding socially that that's not okay, especially while married. Like, is it really worth it? Is it worth
Well,
$3,000 to $5,000 a month? Is it worth
well,
it?
I don't think so, and I think all of them will agree with you because he's went through what a dozen damn female co-hosts, always females, right? For some weird reason, he's all yeah.
Yep.
I'm just putting it out there, sneaky fucker and all that. But no, he's went through a lot of female co-hosts, like a bunch of them, and then about a week or two or a month after they split their show, they leave the show. Suddenly he hates them. He's like, they're whores, they're evil, they're all betrayers, they're disloyal because he asked for titty pictures and they said, no, you're creepy. And then he freaked the fuck out. How dare you know how much I sacrificed?
He does have a new short up. I don't know if you guys saw this one. It's actually a new one. It's really good, actually. This is the content he needs to be making right here. This is good content right here.
Some model women are really dumb. Check this.
Have you ever seen a gay guy do the carnivore?
Some model women are really
Have you ever seen a gay guy do the carnivore diet? Me neither. Because if they did, they'd stop being gay.
You want to know something? You want to know something about Melanie? You remember that scene in Step Brothers where John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell go get that job, and
we're here to fuck shit up.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's interviewing him, and they're like, "Yeah, get it." And they're like, and he's like, "Oh, dude, you guys are funny. Yeah, you're hired." And then John C. Reilly's character farts, and then he's like, "You know what? After that, everything you did before now seems weird."
Yes,
That's
yes.
Melanie. Like everything she does now, or I see from her now, I'm like, you know what? She's weird. I don't really care for this girl.
I agree, man. I agree completely.
She's the one who said all of a sudden that Laura Croft's jacket needed to be censored because it was gratuitous. I'm sorry, but from that moment, I haven't been able to forget that tweet, unfortunately.
I noticed. So we had Melanie on Main Event for a while. Were you on Main Event with her, Savvy?
I had done one show with her. I can't remember with who. We had a good time, and I was a little bit like excited. I was like, okay, I know that she's complete opposite of me for certain things, so I just don't talk about that. But I was excited to be her friend. So I was like,
I sensed I could sense on Twitter the dislike of her growing from you.
Yes. Yeah.
over
No,
time.
after I had a show with her, I was like, okay, we'll talk, we'll be friendly. And I was like, I don't know if she's really gonna be lined up long term. But somebody to be nice to. But as soon as the whole Stellar Blade thing ended and then she came out as pro censorship, oh, that was it. I mean, that's how you get me to basically like not hate you because that requires active input, but I was like, all right, I'm done. You're gone. No effort. Goodbye. I will never defend you. I will never. Well, that's not true because I did sort of defend her, but I'll never go out of my way for you. I don't want to know you.
Yeah, I mean, and this kind of shows the there is this idea that that whether it's the Geeks and Gamers side or the F&T side or whatever, that we're like lockstep and like who we can and can't like. That is literally not true in any capacity whatsoever. We don't have those discussions. That's never been part of the discussion. Gary would rather just stop doing videos than ever become that type of guy. I know that for a fact. Gary's just not that type of guy, but so that's just never been a thing. So that kind of emphasizes the point where I could sense Savvy didn't like her, but I didn't ever ask Savvy about it or talk to Savvy about it. Savvy has her own opinions, separate than mine and whoever else. And you can like whoever you want to like. I don't care. But yeah, this is, I agree with everything Camelot said about now, where it's like, cause I mean, I've hung out with Melanie before. We've had her on streams before. She came to the G&G house back then, a couple of years ago. And we went to theme parks with her, did content with her, but it was clear then. It was clear what she was attempting to do. She got ran out of one kind of group of people, and so she found another group of people, and she uses the F word to get a lot of traction on social media. And so at first it was funny, and after like the 5,047th upload of her doing that, it was just like,
that got annoying. Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like, do you have anything else to offer other than that? Mike, Epic Mike, who was in the chat. I have not talked to you about this, Mike, either. I don't know if you're still here. He's black, by the way, because I have black friends. But Mike can't stand her from all the social media stuff I see from him, I don't think Mike likes her at all. I don't think he's yeah, there he is right there. Mike, who doesn't have a wrench, because to be fair, Josiah sent me $100 to take your wrench. So I had to do it. But Mike, you haven't liked her for a long fucking time, if I'm not mistaken. Even when she was on the show, I still think Mike just disliked her. He never talked to me about it, but he disliked her long before me, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct on that, Mike? Or am I just putting you on blast in front of 4,000 people right now? I don't know.
He'll own it regardless.
Yeah.
Just say yes, Mike. It's fine. No, dude, that's the weird thing, actually. I do a lot of my mods, a lot of people I know, a lot of people I've had on as guests, pretty unanimously, they do not like her. And I've really never had a problem with her. I've had her on my show twice. We had a great conversation. So when this all came down, I was talking to my mod chat and I was like, I think she'll have a reasonable measured response. And my whole mod chat was like, you're so stupid. You're a stupid simp, dumbass. And Nina told me the same shit. And I was like, whoa, hold on. What do you mean? And then she had a response with the DMs was Craig. And I was like, oh shit, she sucks. I just didn't realize. You just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
You know, and now I feel like a dumbass. I feel like a dumbass.
Listen, dude, I'm the one that sat here and said the Quartering's a good guy. Okay. So, I mean, we've
all been dumbasses because it's
Yeah.
like I wanted to be friends with Mel, so it's like I felt like I was, tricked in a way. And then getting to see her real thing, Jeremy with bad Jeremy, you with Chrissie. Like, I mean, we're all just kind of learning about people's characters as we go.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the internet's got a lot of fucked up people. And, and I say that with all respect to our wonderful autistic chat. You're all fucked up and I love all of you.
That's why they're here.
That's why you're here. What the fuck are you doing at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning?
You ever you went to some meetups before and everybody in your line looks like damn Shrek and you're like, oh, no one can pronounce their R's for some reason. I'm like, well, I'm glad you're here, sir.
Well, and that is the norm for most people on YouTube, but I have it on good authority that my chat, all married with children, has a 401k, drives sports cars, ripped and shredded, bro, like 8-pack, 9-pack, 10-pack. All right, everybody in my chat, level-headed, responsible individuals.
I don't think you'd want a 9-pack. I think you'd always want an even number.
Listen,
just throw that out there.
I'm just making this shit up as I go. Okay,
I know, but you know me, I'm too literal.
But yeah, we do have an awesome chat of fucked up and weird people, because we wouldn't have it any other way. Because I mean, look at what we do. We're sitting here talking about a bunch of fucking people online having a cat fight, and everybody's excited about it. And we're totally invested. We are complete losers. We are so fucking pathetic. All right. This is what we do. Like, what else do we have?
Terminally unemployed.
Like, listen, I'm a grown ass man. Okay. I have a family. Okay. On a Sunday night.
On the eve of Mother's Day.
I haven't been this excited for anything as I was for Chrissie's stream today.
Yeah, dude. I was ready to
excited. I was like, man, I'm going to get the pizza. I'm going to get comfortable. This is going to be awesome. Don't make no plans, family. They're like, well, what's going on? I got a cat fight going on. I got to watch on YouTube.
Dude, I had my hot wings. I had me a claw. I had my girl up here on the other computer. I'm like, turning it loud. I'm like, you ready? Oh, God. This is going to be great. She's totally good. She's totally going to redeem herself. Oh, man.
How did we get here, man? It is, though. I asked Savvy this earlier, but like, have you seen anything quite this big that has transcended our sphere even? Because it's beyond our sphere. Like,
yeah, I was talking about this the other day, and I've been mentioning it on my streams, most streams, that this is because people are like, I was on Jack's show, and there's a lot of people in the chat, oh, you're a stupid draw, who cares? And I was like, you guys don't get it. This is the biggest thing that's happened on the internet in at least a decade. I can't give you another example. Like when
that's internet focused,
exactly,
because there's things that transcend, like the Charlie Kirk thing is the biggest story I think we've ever seen in probably our lifetime since 9/11. But like in terms of internet bullshit and the way that it's grown from the internet,
Yeah,
You know, I
this
just want to
is-
qualify what you're saying. So,
Exactly. Yeah. So this is bigger than like the completionist shit by a mile.
Yeah.
You know, the Carl Jobs, Billy Mitchell's by a
That was
mile.
big. That was big, but not this big.
Yeah. The closest thing was like Nick Recato when he got arrested. It was
Yes.
a big deal, but he disappeared.
Right.
And then
it
he
didn't
went-
drag out. Like there wasn't like extended drama that followed it. It peaked pretty high, but it kind of fizzled out pretty quickly.
Right. And then, you know, he went to trial and he got his probation and he, you know, got on all these drug tests and whatnot. And so like, you know, he took his licks, but the quartering's not at that point yet. The quartering hasn't had the coke stream like Nick had, where he's freaking and then does something illegal, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking about this on the show yesterday. I was like, there's, you know, this is entertaining and this is wild. And he struck my channel, and that's kind of scary, but my kick is doing insane. So I feel okay about it right now. But the issue is there's one way this can go that I don't really care for. And that's the way where, you know, I have a friend whose dad was a severe alcoholic, you know, and he was just drunk every day, and he struggled with depression. And then one day he was super, super drunk, and he just was like, you know what, I'm out. And he would have never done that if he wasn't incredibly intoxicated. And I don't think anybody wants to see that happen.
Nope.
So like, that's why, you know, I was talking to a buddy that knows some really, really inside stuff. And I was like, you need to come on my show, brother. And he's like, dude, I can't. I'm like, no, you need to come on my show. And you need to say all this stuff publicly, because if you do, this might force him to leave the internet, which might save his life. But
That's the serious nature of this. And that's where we get caught up in memes and jokes and all of that. But like, there's a real life that's, you know, I've seen alcohol abused in my lifetime with family and all of that. I've seen it a lot. It's why I don't drink. It's why I don't do any of that stuff. I don't smoke, don't do drugs, never have, never will. But I've seen it destroy people. And it's crazy because every day you get on Twitter, you're like, it's Miller time, because we can tell what's happening. You know?
I wake up and I see that shit. I see the first one, all caps, and I'm like, all right, let's start bookmarking. Here we go.
Yeah.
Got a stream to do later.
Here we go.
I had 27 tabs yesterday on my show.
And on that point, for you bringing that up, somebody said in the chat that reminded me that we still live in a world where a Boogie 2988 is still with us. Can you believe that?
Shit, I was hanging out with him the other day.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm still kind of crazy that I've never spoken with him, but like I used to watch that dude a lot back in the day when he did my Draw My Life video. It's one of the coolest videos ever. So you were hanging with him?
Yeah, him and Keem and Kib at the camera.
Oh, at the race, right?
Yeah, they
the
sponsored
locale. Yeah.
They sponsored my car at Talladega, and they all came to the race, and so we were all hanging out, and we had a great time, man. It was a lot of fun.
And they're not interested in bringing quartering on, from what I've heard. Locale.
No, so here's the issue.
I don't want you to speak for them, but you know,
of course. But from what I've seen and heard is, you know, the guys on the locale stuff, they turn it up to 1,000 with entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And when the cameras go off, they're like, all right, good show, guys. And then they, you know, take a drink. Hey, here you go.
Yeah.
It's like real you're relatively normal people.
Yeah.
But when the camera's on, they go wild. They go buck wild.
They understand the assignment.
Exactly. Jeremy does.
This is why DSP never would work for it.
Right.
Because DSP doesn't understand the internet.
Yeah, Jeremy is
even though he's going to outlive all of us, by the way. He will outlive all of us, but he doesn't understand the internet, which is the hilarity of the DSP situation for sure.
Yeah, but like Bad Jer, he's
not entertaining.
So once he's done, he's done. There's no entertainment value there. I mean, when I was at Talladega, people kept walking up to Boogie like wanting him to do the Francis stuff. So he kept doing Francis stuff for everybody, and you know, but because he's entertaining. But Jeremy is not.
Yeah, and he has no, because you have to have self-awareness to be in that situation, and he has no self-awareness right now at all. And actually, it is ego. It is 100% ego. So I've known quartering for a long time, but he's always, in my opinion anyway, I've always felt that he viewed me as not on his level, because all he cares about is subscriber count. You know what I mean? That's all he cares about.
Oh yeah.
It's it. It's like I was talking about this the other day, and I know you can speak to this just as well as I can. Somebody we both know, Critical Drinker, who's the biggest guy in this entire fucking sphere. Okay. Yep. he don't act like it at all.
Nope.
At all. Like, I can literally text that dude and be like, hey, I need you in, can you come to, MegaCon Orlando to be on this panel? He's like, yeah, man, send me the dates. Sure.
He's so nice.
He's the
He
best.
was so sweet.
He's
Like, he
the
was just
fucking
chill.
best, obviously Gary, who's retarded, but he's a friend. And, but like, these guys most people would view them as a big deal, but they actually don't view themselves as a big deal. Whereas the quartering always felt like, you got to approach me, like a certain way. Like, I remember, I would have to go back and look at it, but I remember I got a DM from his account a couple years ago, and it was a standard, like, hey, just out of nowhere. I hadn't been talking to him for a while. And I get like the standard thing where he's like inviting me to his show, and it was like a calendar where pick the dates. And I'm just going, what the fuck are you sending me this for? And he's like, I just wanted you to, pick a date. And it was just really kind of like standard operating. I'm like, then fucking text me and say, come on my show. Like, get the fuck out of here with this formality bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, that's the breakdown with him, is he just views people. Like, my last message to him was, because he unblocked me after he blocked me. After I said, like, call me, he blocks me. He unblocks me, sends me a bunch of messages of all of these accounts on Kick of like people that are making meme accounts for his family or whatever. He's like, these are the people you're simping for. And I'm like, bro, I tried. Maybe you'll listen to Asmongold since he has enough subscribers, but I'm out, because that was the day Asmon had, remember Asmon had talked about it briefly. So I was like, maybe you'll listen to Asmongold because that's all you care about is subscribers. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no. So to add to that, I actually used Critical Drinker as an example. I think last week when I was talking about the sheer narcissistic God complex that the quartering has, that I don't understand where he got nor why he thinks he deserves it. So like, I have hung out with Will many times. I texted him the other day and asked if he was going to Sieg. I was like, bro, I'm supposed to go to Sieg. I guessed at Sieg every year. Are you going to be there? And he's like, yeah, man. Yeah. I'm like, oh, we're going to fucking get drunk. And he's like, hell yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and should he have no business talking to me because he has a couple million subscribers? I'm a really small channel, but every time the quartering will make a statement, he would say something like, all these tiny, like, nobodies. He thinks that he is unironically a god. Shoot. Every time Tim Pool has invited me on Timcast, he just DM me. He's like, hey man, you want to come up here this weekend? I'm like, yeah, sure.
I'm a big fan of Tim. I'm a big fan.
He's always been cool as hell.
I'm being very sarcastic when I say that. So
yeah. Oh,
I know you were cool.
I know where the 199 came from. No, he doesn't. He's not involved in the racing anymore because restructuring stuff from their company. But yeah, no, he was always really good to me. And that's totally cool. I've heard good stuff about Tim from people that know him. So I know quite a few people that do know him. But this all goes back to, we are YouTubers. Yep.
We are retarded. We are, not only are we not better than people in the chat, we're actually significantly worse. And that's really the truth of it. And anybody that acts like they're better, you start to see that. And with the quartering, to be fair to him, he's been able to fool people for a long time, but they're finally starting to see it for what it is, so.
Well, I think people humored him because of his viewership. And now that his viewership's gone and he's crashing out because it's all he values. That's why he still purchases subs, is because it's all he values is the number. He doesn't even value the real number. He just values he's the kind of guy that cheats in a shooter on an unranked game.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that hacks a Call of Duty lobby. He's like, aha, I went 35-0. You guys are losers. And you're like, you just hacked the lobby, piece of shit. You know what I mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It's just you like wanting to see the number, and that doesn't work. He's like, he was talking about Ben Shapiro the other day, and he was like, dude, all of us are down in subs. We're all losing subs.
I saw that.
I'm like, no, you're not. You're actually gaining 10,000 subs every other day for some weird reason without getting any views because he's purchasing them. Right. So
are you aware of like how this all started with me and him about when he went after me and Gary?
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's how this all started. This is why I had never said a bad word about him, whatever, and him bringing me and Gary. And by the way, him with his apology where he brought Drinker into his apology, and I called that out. I'm like, you only put the Drinker in there because it helped your algorithm. Like, and And it's like the only reason you put Gary and Drinker in it is because putting Gary and Drinker in your apology was better algorithm than putting Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. So that's the only reason you put them in there, because you didn't have any interaction with Drinker or Gary about this. I'm the only one that responded. And you used them as for the apology to try to get more algorithm. Fucking bitch.
He's still using Charlie Kirk for that every day.
I know. It's
gross.
crazy. It's unreal. Like that
Wait,
whole thing
what?
where he's like, yeah. So the other day he had a video. I think Flash tweeted it. He had a video where he said, hit the like button if you think Charlie Kirk is smiling down from heaven or some shit.
What?
Oh yeah. Let me find it. I'm pretty sure Flash tweeted this out. That is beyond insane.
He always evokes like Charlie Kirk's name when he's really backed into a corner. Like when he's really catching a lot of heat, he'll be like, I just want to say I love Charlie Kirk for inspiring me. And I'm like, bro, what the hell are you talking about?
Here it is right here. Here it is.
Jeremy here from the corning, and a massive win for Charlie Kirk yesterday. Smash that like button if he's staring down from heaven, enjoying the fact that Tyler Robinson's desperate plea.
Good Lord, man. Are you kidding me?
What an obese piece of shit.
Oh my gosh.
Look at him. Look how gross this one. Ugh, I hate him. I hate him.
This is so bad. Hey guys, if you think Charlie Kirk's smiling down from heaven because Tyler Robinson had a loss in court, meanwhile his wife is getting dragged every day by Candace Owens and his whole family's getting destroyed, but he's smiling over Tyler. Like, what are you talking about, dude? What the hell is wrong with you? Good Lord. And yeah, the other day he put out, so when he was going through all the shit and he was getting dragged, he's like, I want to thank Melanie Mack and Charlie Kirk for guiding me to my faith and helping me. And you're like, what?
Fuck.
What? Charlie Kirk.
He's using that boomer Facebook stuff from 2010 where it's like one like equals one prayer.
Yes.
Scroll by if you don't love Jesus.
Good Lord, man. This is crazy behavior. This is absolutely crazy. I can't even process this.
Well, you say that, and I agree. And I keep thinking to myself, I'm like, there's no way it can get worse, and I won't have any topics to stream about tomorrow. It's fine. And then, I always tell myself that. And then I wake up and I have to get 27 bookmarks together. And while I'm streaming live, this dude is deleting his ex, deleting videos, claiming that his channel got struck. That's why the videos are going away. But then he didn't realize the terminology on the banner that showed was different for when your channel gets terminated for flagging. So he had to panic and say accidentally his editor deleted them for whatever reason. Yes. He was trying an algorithm thing on Bearing's channel. What the hell are you talking about? And then he just leaves X because he knows he's a dumbass. And then he eventually did say the videos were getting to him and they were making fun of him and pissing him off. But still, just say you deleted the videos because they're pissing you off, and say that right out the gate.
It's really like, I think that the problem is people lack so much common sense because people overcomplicate things and not just look at things from a common sense standpoint. Okay. So I try to look at things from a very logical, common sense standpoint. On the internet, who is our leader of terms of in this whole sphere? Who is our leader? Who's the guy? It's Asmund fucking Gold. Yep. A guy that doesn't bathe. He has roaches in his fucking house. Mm-hmm. He has the worst diet in the world. He doesn't give a fuck about anything except for giving his opinion on shit. And he's honest.
Yep.
That's all it's about, is being honest. That's it. Like, that's the guy that is running the internet. He's the guy. And like, Quartering is worried about image and how people, like, dude, all people want you to do is be honest and real. All the other stuff is noise. That's it. But I think he's a highly insecure person who is constantly needing people to have a higher opinion of him than is reality. Imagine if Asmund Gold had that opinion of himself. Like, he would not be the success that he is.
He wouldn't live where he did. And he wouldn't, Asmund Gold would be in a position that might be similar to Jeremy's right now. Now, he is killing it. But the issue with Jeremy is Jeremy was making some money. And then Jeremy made his monthly nut get up to about $30,000. And now suddenly he's pulling in probably 4, maybe. So now he's in this $25,000 deficit per month and he can't get out of it. So that's where he is now. And, you know, Asmongold's doing the opposite. Asmongold's still streaming from that same goofy ass room. He's still doing the same thing, and he's putting all that money either in investments or in the bank, and he's stacking it forever. The quartering looked at his bank account and he was like, "Damn, look at all this money I have to spend," and he spent all of it.
Yeah.
So
Well, how many people work for him?
By the way, this is Asmongold's setup, everybody. Okay.
Eek.
That is Asmongold's setup. Like he ain't trying to impress nobody. Okay. Like this
I
is the
respect
guy.
it.
This is the guy right here. Okay.
God, look at those cups.
Look at those cups. It's amazing. It's not messy anymore. I think he has cleaned it up. Cleaned it up, but that is what it did look like at once a point.
I mean, he was making millions of dollars a month when it looked like that. So.
Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. What were you guys asking though? Somebody was asking something. I interrupted, so I apologize.
It wasn't important. Probably.
So this was back in 2024. He says Asmongold has decided to clean up his house after being canceled.
And I'm going to try to clean up part of my house. I'm going to try to do this, and I'm not going to hire a cleaner. As I said, I was raised Roman Catholic. I view this as a penance, and I think I need to do this for myself. I need to take accountability for bad things that I've done.
Think if the quartering responded like this. Like,
He sells so much coffee.
Did you hear? I think it was Nina talking. Maybe she was talking to you the other day. I don't know. I've heard so much shit about the quartering and all this, but like I had the other day, I think Nina repeated this. The other day I said like the quartering, this was before like it really popped off. It was bad enough. You know, the casino channel got taken down. I said the quartering needs to upload a video right now on his channel. It says titled YouTuber channel under attack and show a picture of the Keno Casino and put a silhouette of a person with a question mark like who's attacking their channel. Open that shit up and call yourself out.
It's
like
me.
you're calling someone else. And like own it and then apologize. You know, be like, what's up, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering. And a YouTuber is actually false flagging another YouTube channel. This is absolutely crazy. And this is unacceptable, guys. We have to do this. We have to call this out. Bad behavior. You remember Mundane Matt? Everybody remember what he did? Well, we don't stand for that. And that YouTuber is yours truly. Guys, listen, I want to drop the bit for a minute. I really fucked up. Like these guys have been going after me for a year. They've been going hard. And guess what? They're entertaining as fuck. They are entertaining as shit. They're so good at what they do. They have built their audience. They've cultivated an incredible audience. And they really got to me. And credit where credit's due. I concede. They fucking destroyed me. And I own it. And I did. I went after them. And I am so sorry. And I am going to try to do everything I can to correct this. Yeah, like, that's all you got to fucking do, man. Like, own your shit. He doesn't have the ability to do that, but I'm just saying, like, that would have been a good play. Not going to happen, unfortunately, now.
Nope.
So
it's never going to happen, right? And somebody brings up a good point. Where'd you go? Because I was actually going to mention this earlier. Joe Mama says, Camelot said Chrissie insulted the chat for saying chronically online. Then he says people in his line and meetups are a bunch of Shreks, implying I'm being a hypocrite. No, I was joking. But the thing with her comment, because I wanted to talk about this earlier, is she was like, I'm just not terminally online. And when she says those things, she's saying I'm not terminally online like all of you losers and SJW. Yes. That's what she's saying. That's what people hear her saying because that's her defense. Well, I'm not terminally online like you, Savvy, like you, Jeremy. I'm not terminally online.
Yes.
You know, I can't keep up with all of this. Only you guys are losers and can keep up with this. This isn't a big deal. Okay. I have a life. Okay. You know, I'm like, what are you doing? You're making it worse. You're making it worse. It's terrible.
Absolutely. And it's not going to get any better if you keep acting like that. Nico for 50 says Friday Night Tights needs to become a bro space again. No more chicks now. And I hope Gary gets rid of Chrissie. She's a grifter like the quartering, and Melanie Mack want to bet the quartering is getting paid from Southern Poverty Law Center 199. Well, listen, Gary does a lot wrong. But one thing he did right is limiting X-Ray Girl to only 6 words. It's worked out great. All right. Like limiting X-Ray Girl to 6 words or 8 or whatever it is. It's worked out perfectly. Okay. So I'm not saying we can't have women. We just need to limit the words that the women say because women aren't the problem. Let's be clear.
Wow.
The words the women say are the problem. When women are allowed to talk and have opinions, that's when you start getting into trouble. Okay. So let's just have some control. Okay. That's what we got. And even Savvy agrees. I could tell by her laugh.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No,
like,
honestly, turning FNT, like, I don't know if it was like in its early days, but like back into a bro thing would actually, honestly, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
record viewership.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry, like, it's really not a bad thing. Like, I know some people are joking, but you know, there's gonna be one person who's like, "Oh, it's a sausage fest." Like, no, that's fine. That's a good thing.
Lady Arady, we know damn well you're not offended by nothing, okay? We know damn well you're a freaking mod for this channel. There ain't no way you're offended over shit. Nobody believes that. Achilles Jones says, so unfortunate with Chrissie. To be fair, Chrissie was always soft on her guest, even to Ethan Ralph in the past. She was overwhelmed and froze. Granted, we're all flawed individuals. Did she own it? Therein lies the problem. That's what she didn't do. And I think that's all she needed to do. I mean, it was never going to solve the problem of the people that, like, there were going to be a certain group of people that are going to be mad no matter what. And that's life. But, you know, I think that the majority of people would have been okay if she just would have owned it. But that's where we are. I don't want to, by the way, you guys can leave at any fucking point. So I don't want to keep you guys, tell me to go fuck myself, whatever. I'm
just hanging out.
I'm 200 super chats deep. So I'm going to be having to read these here in a minute. Poor me.
I'm going back to Rimworld then. All right. Screw you guys.
Good to have you on. And yes, we will get her back on main event. I'll wait for a week that Beardo's not expecting it. So just, you know.
How's the little feller doing? Is he getting some fat W's at all, or is he just
he's Beardo. Like, I mean,
okay. So he's trudging along.
The way to really tell how Beardo's doing is to go over to Tree Bear's account and just see what memes he's posted. And Beardo hadn't had many lately. Oh, okay, he had that one. So we got that one right there from Tree Bear. Tree Bear's actually got so there's Jay. Then we've got Kata on Friday Night Tights right there. Nice. And then we got Epic Meek. Okay. Then we got Jerry. Holy fuck, dude. What the fuck is this shit? That's amazing. And I'm sorry you felt it that way.
That's a good one.
By the way, that's Brittany's old account right there. Yeah, her new account is the one that she's got follow at. So that's her old account. But yeah, good stuff right there. All right, Savvy, let them know where they can find you. What you got going on?
I don't have anything going on, and you can find me on Twitter at Madam Savvy, I guess. Thank you.
Just get prepared for autism in its most weaponized form if you follow her.
I have 1,207 mods successfully installed and running in Wormworld. So, yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
I love you all. Goodbye.
Bye, Savvy. Are you gonna hang for a bit, Cam?
I'll hang out.
Okay. Cosmic Zombie says Chrissie said in her solo portion that she planned to ask Mel about her response to the drama, then said to Venti over and over that she had no idea. Chrissie lied again and again and misrepresented the facts. But why? I mean, I do think that there is a certain, in the moment anyway, I can't speak to any private conversations you had with Cody, but like in the moment on a stream, when you're dealing with over 5,000 people and you're used to dealing with 300 or 400, it is a lot. And I want to just be as fair as I can with that. In that moment, it's tough, man. It really is. And
yeah.
it's hard to process it in your head.
I think it was a series of unfortunate events. And it was a few of those unfortunate events were willing mistakes. Like she's like, okay, Melanie's got a lot of heat on her. If I bring her on my show, I'm going to get some viewers. That's good. Now, I'm pretty sure these viewers are going to be 50-50 split on this just drama that I don't really know a lot about, right? What she didn't realize is it was 99.8 versus 0.02. That was the percentage split. She didn't realize that. And then it started to roll really, really, really fast. And then, she could have still stared out of it, right? But she had that like panic tunnel vision where she just aimed at the object and hit the son of a bitch. That's what happened, because then people are like, bring Venti on. And then she's like, okay, I don't see a problem with that. And then Melonie was probably in private chat, don't fucking do that. Don't bring her on.
Mhm.
And then Chrissie wanting to be, passive, she's wanting to be nice. She's like, oh yeah, well, she can come on if she wants. I have my phone. I'm looking. And she didn't realize Brittany was going to call her ass out in 2 seconds when she, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a series of dumbass mistakes. And now all of it's lined up like a bunch of dominoes, and she's just not willing to face accountability for any of them.
It's a very good breakdown of it. And I think that what that shows is, and yeah, I think we should leave the private conversations that are there out of it, and we're just focusing on what's been public. And when you look at that, it's like there's no intent to do this, but it's chasing your own tail now at this point. And the more that you chase, the more dizzy you get, the more crazy and chaotic things are getting. And now we're just in so deep that we are where we are, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, I have a mod that is in my mod chat, and he was like, Chrissie's gonna have to do this to, come out of this. And I'm just like, bro, it was over 2 days ago. Like this Sunday thing was really just
it was a formality.
Almost on formality, and maybe by the grace of Jesus. I was telling my mods, I was like, if she goes live, just the camera just comes on, she's live, and she's like, just fuck Melanie Mack, fuck Jeremy, they're pieces of shit. I hate these motherfuckers. I had no idea that was this bad. I knew some stuff. Blah blah, but like fuck them forever, hate them. They're manipulative, evil, and they made me make some mistakes. And not only am I mad at myself for making those mistakes, and here's all the mistakes I made: line them up, lay them down, knock the dominoes down, let them hit, take your licks. It's like, but not only that, I hate these evil, manipulative people for leading me into this shit. Because without them, I wouldn't have been here. And they manipulated me and tricked my ass. And I don't even deserve to be forgiven by my chat. But I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that a few of you do. And that's 30 seconds.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be, and then you bring people on, and then you take the lumps from them, and it's easy for us to say this because we've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
We have been doing this a while. And but that is as simple as it gets right there. And we are where we are. TMF Squid says, I feel bad for Chrissie. It's so unfair that she got dragged into the storm because of Melonie and Jer, but she handled everything so poorly. I don't know how she'll stream again with the A-logs that will target her from now on. That's another thing that happens with it, man. The eating is good right now. Baby Jesus Sees All says, did Gary talk to you about the possible FNT Benchwarmers edition yet? No, I don't know about that one. I can find out, but let's see. Victoria says, I won't be watching FNT anymore if Chrissie stays. That was a bad look for everyone associated with her, and running like a coward made it worse. Big Papa says, did she ever actually apologize or just make excuses for everything? A little bit of both. Demi Moore's Tapeworm says, women, am I right? I want to hire Venti to argue for me like a junkyard bulldog freed from its leash. Chrissie is making it worse by delaying. I'm a fan of Brittany Venti, man.
Dude, she missed her calling as being like some kind of prosecutor or something.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Like, man, like
savage, man. She is
kind of
savage.
like corporate lawyer for a local company, bro.
Yeah, have you seen Landman?
That's exactly what I'm referring to.
That's what you were talking about. Yes, that's who Brittany could have been, man.
That
She
chick,
is,
bro.
yes. Woo.
Yeah. Every time she gets angry, I'm like, okay, let me get my T shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Great personality. Great personality.
Yeah, I think it was unrelated but related. I think so I was saying this to PDH, my girl sitting beside me, that I was like, Chrissie doesn't know how to apologize. I don't think, and I mean that like legitimately. I'm not being an asshole. I mean, I've met people in the past that will say, "Well, I'm sorry, but," and when you put the "but" after the sorry, you're making the sorry no longer exist. It deletes it.
Yes.
And Chrissie did that in every single instance where she said she was sorry. She did that. She was like, "I'm sorry, but I've been going through a lot about my dad," which sucks. That sucks for her, man. But like when I'm sorry, but I'm a mom now. I'm sorry, but I'm going through a lot. I'm sorry, but I didn't know about this. So I'm sorry, but as soon as you say the but, the sorry doesn't no longer exist on the front end of that. And I've had talks with people about that in the past. I'm like, you got to stop saying the but, man, because you're disqualifying your sorry before that. You got to learn how to apologize,
100%.
And it feels good, Jeremy. It feels good. You ever like fuck up and you like sit down with somebody, you're like, "Look, dude, I fucked up bad. I'm so sorry. Like, I really care about it. I'm so sorry." Like, and they're like, "Okay, well, let's work."
Camelot, I'm surrounded by women in my life. I apologize all the fucking time.
Damn, he's over here flexing on us.
And I'm never wrong, but I'm always wrong. And I can never argue my stance. It's like, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm wrong. And then it's more of like, well, you didn't apologize enough. And it was like,
yeah,
women.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible. But it's also great. Dougie B for 5 says no words. I know what you mean, brother. Anime fan for YouTube says Chrissie also was bringing the sarcasm hard tonight instead of giving genuine answers to questions. Totally passive aggressive to Vitty. Agreed. Nero Moda says never ever open an explanation stream with I was bullied into this. That's the third problem there was already multiple problems before we got to that. You had this cringy fucking intro. Like, God, the intro, man. Like, what are we doing? And I watched the chat, dude. As soon as that intro started playing, dude, the chat was like, what the fuck is, oh, it was so bad.
My face was in my hand the whole time. And then when she said, "I'm being bullied into this," I paused the video and I audibly screamed.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
"Oh my God, are you kidding?"
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you can't say that.
I couldn't believe it, man. Smonties, is that it? Says that was worse than The View. Like I said, I texted somebody and I said, this is worse than the Odyssey casting. You know, the Odyssey casting's fucking bad. So Heel Rep says, I got my popcorn ready. How was your weekend? Capucci says stream was not associated with G&G level bad. Noah, fucking just disappeared. Did you ever click on a super chat and it auto deletes the next one sometimes? It's StreamYards. It happens occasionally. I got to go back and find yours, Noah. I will. MacGyver says Thunderdome Internet. I'm just going to say ZIGGA. I'm going to be careful. So Venti too much of a try hard to be a Kino orbiter, in my opinion. I have accidentally said that word a couple of times on stream. First time ever. Never said it in traffic. Never said it in grocery store. Never said it playing video games. First time ever on a stream. Ren says that Chrissie's career ended in real time. Hope not. Anime fan for YouTube says Kimberly was in good faith. She was pleading with Chrissie to talk or to let Kino on and then her take her licks and get it over with instead of blowing them off. Correct. Gregory says, I agree with Cherry. A pop. I hate these ats, man. These ats fuck you up sometimes. It's terrible. A pop his studio's TV says, Jared Prime, what are the oranges for? Salty Saurus Rex says, Sar, hello. It's over for Chrissie. Sar, she sweeps. Philip says, stupid shit about nothing. Brittany is an idiot. Night Call says, so she self-canceled with her stream. Why not just admit she defends quartering a Melanie Mack? Would have been faster that way. Suffer. Mod Eric says, Jeremy is a tyrant. Mod lives matter. Get up, stand up. El Nino says, you're forgiven. Oh, I appreciate that. Blue Eyed Scorpio says, obviously thinks Melonie is a better career choice. Tom McD says, I bet Frost is done on FNT. Fuck. My ex-wife says, big gulps, huh? Gregory says Matt Jarba was in the chat. Anime fan on for YouTube says I was there the whole time. Chrissie cherry picked very specific chats to read and ignored the flood of the critical super chats. Speed Force says W Brittany Venti smash JT with the smash raid. Hail smash JT. I Night Call says so desperate that Melanie Mack put her so desperate what Melanie Mack put her through. Chrissie and her are still friends, right? Can't make this shit up. Gregory says the super chats were ignored again. Grannis Potato says, why you bully me, Chrissie Mayr? That's the thing, is she's got back-to-back streams now where she's got, I don't think they're ever going to get read. I really don't. Like,
I mean, when I was sitting there and I had it on my other screen. I was editing some stuff and she was like, oh, okay, next one. Oh, next one. And she got to the third one where it's like, Venti doesn't know what she's talking about. I was like, hold on, what's happening? There's no way that there's 3 of these in a row that are like, Venti sucks, when, like, come on. This entire chat is from a certain area. Okay. So I was very confused about all that. It's very, very weird. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird.
Camelot channel mid. I mean, that's a compliment for people like me and Camelot. Like, that's a lot better than what most people say.
Yeah, that's nice, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than I get in my own fucking chat.
Yeah.
So Rock Bottom says Jeremy is a Mossad informant getting his 7,000 shekels. The dude says, holy shit, that was an effing disaster and I couldn't look away. Are you talking about this show or Chrissie's? Because I can't tell. Louise says, bring on the Talons. Yeah. Freaking savvy. Big Wig Cthulhu says, nah, Venti sucks. Not impressed at all. Hyperfixated on stuff that was reasonably explained, like the timing of that stupid DM. But again, this is Brittany is a very focused person. Okay. When the autism gets to kicking, that's how it works. Philip says, only dumbasses try to referee a cat fight. Ducky says, please clip this for the D-Day Cobra 2 channel. You hear that, Danky? You got to clip this out, apparently. Aaron Alexander says, congratulations, Chrissie. You played yourself. It's Sir Jew says she is cooked, not going to lie. Ramtack says, Jeremy will star as Amelia Earhart in Christopher Nolan's biopic of her attempt to navigate around the world. I don't know if you know the John Campea clip, Camelot, but I try to avoid that in super chats. You do the same. You get a lot of super chats, but I always try to avoid this.
All right. Smelly Negro. I love that name. Which hockey movie chant, I swallow knickers come? No idea.
Oh my God. He delivered it pretty good though.
He went in, man. He went
all in.
He's like, I love that name. And then he went and it's just we've all been that moment where it's like, okay, I know that I just messed up, but he just powered through it, because you just said something you shouldn't say.
Oh my God, there's a really great video of an old guy. He's like an old guy and he's streaming on like his phone. And he's like looking at his face cam. And he's like reading chat, and he says it. And as soon as he says, "Hey, Nick, like Nick,
yeah, yes."
And he was like, he read it, and he was like, "Oh, hey," and he said it, and he was like, "Oh, going to prison,
dude." When I first started streaming and getting a little bit of traction, somebody sent a super chat, and I've told this story many times on stream, but somebody sent a super chat, and he's like, "Hey, my good buddy Nick." With Gerr, his last name. He's like, it's his birthday, Jeremy. He'd love if you wish him a happy birthday. And I was like, oh, happy birthday. And I said it like 3 times. And I'm like, a lot of you are probably thinking I said that a little too casually, like I might say it a lot. And I'm just here to let you know that I normally do, just not on YouTube, but that's okay. I all you do is own it. You know what I mean? What are you going to do at that point?
They always tried. I always say Mr. Gurr every time.
Anime fan for YouTube says PPP is pissed. It's going to be an 11-hour Chrissie roast on Kino tomorrow.
God.
Freddie says, why didn't you or Gary call her ahead and coach her? Well, the thing is, this all happened publicly. I don't really talk to Chrissie privately. Now Gary said he did talk to her. Okay. I don't really I talk to Chrissie here and there for things not related to YouTube. That's not really what our, relationship is like. If she ever wanted that advice, I would happily give it to her. But I don't have the type of relationship with Chrissie where I can I can initiate that conversation. You know what I mean? I don't feel comfortable initiating a conversation with someone that I don't have a normal rapport with from that perspective. Does that make sense? You know, so if it's somebody that's on my crew that I talk all the time and I kind of ushered them into YouTube and I've taught them the ways of YouTube and they wind up in a situation like this, I feel that that's a perfectly reasonable thing for me to do. But I didn't feel comfortable just being like, hey, I'm a YouTuber and I know how to do this. That's me forcing my kind of like opinion or, you know, ideas on somebody. I feel more comfortable if they come to me with that since I don't have a great rapport. Not that we have a bad rapport. We know each other, but it's not like that. Like I said, you and her know each other far better than me and her do.
I just text her because we're friends. Like when I raced in Phoenix last year, like after I got out of the car, we went and we saw our comedy show. It was like perfectly lined up. And I've done that like 2 or 3 or 4 times now, you know, and I've seen her at meetups and stuff and all this other stuff. I went to Content House in Pocono. It was a lot of fun. And she's always been super sweet to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So of course, when I saw that shit, like the second it ended, actually she DM'd me actually. So the second it ended, she was like, hey, do you have a beef with Jeremy? And I was like, no, I actually don't. Everyone does. No.
Quartering. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, do you have a beef with like Melonie and Jeremy? And I was like, no, I don't have a beef at all. The whole internet has a beef.
Internet, yes.
Yeah.
The whole fucking internet.
That's when I explained everything to her. And she's like, I didn't know any of this. And then the clip came out of my show and then the clip of Nina's show. And I was like, oh, damn, this is bad.
The entire internet, as Johnny Lawrence said in Cobra Kai, send it to the internet. The internet is what's mad at Jeremy right now. The entire fucking internet. Like at this point, you remember when BLM made you had to agree to BLM when you played Call of Duty back in the height of the George Floyd love fest? Like they had to agree to Black Lives Matter bullshit to play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
At this point, when you make a new account on social media, you should agree that you hate the quartering. That's how bad this shit is. You're like, before you know, terms and services, you hate the quartering in order to create an account on this website. That's how bad this shit is. Peter says, so Chrissie fired, right? Generic name says, I don't know any of these people. I'm just here to support you. Also, prayers for Case 21's mother. They said that they are in the hospital. Well, prayers up for Case 21st mother. Prayers up. Darth Gavel says, it's settled in. We demand a Venti Savvy collab. Listen, I ain't prepared for that. Okay. I'm not prepared for that level. Ryan Mike can handle that. I can't. So I will work on getting Ryan Kennel to set that shit up, and he can handle the Venti Savvy collab. I think he'll work out really good with that. Tomorrow on Daily, you guys let him know that I offered him up for that. I'm sure he'll love it. Polish Prince says, welcome to the Sweepcast. Fiesta Cat says, me watching. This is bad. This is real bad. Oh shit. Yeah. Matthew says, I experienced secondhand embarrassment from that. Rock Bottom says, first Styx, Hex, and Hammer was a fugitive and having health issues. Now Melanie Mack is toxic. That's what happens when you become a quartering employee. My ex-wife says, then the little girl looked up and said, for Charlie. Yes. Louise says, today I super chatted $2 to a simpleton and he read it out loud on stream. Then he said 199. You're probably talking about me. Mr. Bentham says, Flash dodged a bullet, not jumping onto her stream. Peter says, I'm sorry, Jeremy, but weak ass take. Stop defending your friend. I thought I was throwing her under the bus. I can't figure shit out.
I had to do that to me the other day. I literally was like, she goofed. She's probably never coming back from this. I don't really know what to say. And somebody was like, damn, Camelot, stop sweeping. And I'm like, what? Hold on. None of these things I said were good. I'm confused.
Welcome to the internet. Nero Moto says, what Melanie didn't post was that the rest of that little girl said, here's a picture for you because I'm way less retarded than you. Sad. Lord Botha says, do the ultimate insult, Jeremy. Replace Chrissie with Beardo on FNT. We're looking to actually improve, not, go backwards. So Beardo would be a step back. Meat Slave says, tell Beardo to get his FNT application ready. Say no to gay no. It says, whoa, buddy. Kino Casino is on video admitting to false flagging a channel. Feels like this should be a bigger deal. Receipt. I can't see the receipt, but I understand you're really mad about this. So keep sending me money, and eventually I might look into it. I mean, I listen to $100 super chats really well. I don't get as many as Camelot here, but I try.
Yeah.
Walker, Texas Ranger says, she called y'all bullies, such a scapegoat. Daniel says, new Sydney Sweeney lore just dropped. I tagged you. That's worth dropping the whole fucking stream for right now. I'm about to end the stream and go check that shit out.
Related. Do you see that movie, Housemaids?
I've seen certain clips online about it. So
well, you know what I mean. You know.
yeah. yes. I've seen certain clips that are Oscar worthy stuff. Like, I am all about all female movies. Like, female, the force is female. Okay, like, bring them on. All right, I'm okay with that. So I salute. Smoggin Mog says, nah, Brittany was absolutely honed in, locked in like J Dam, RIP, crispy, fully cooked. Scarebrush says, consistency and integrity is the only currency you have, and it's the only currency a content creator has. Yes, correct. Jim Alaska says, Jeremy has been and always will be a fair weather friend. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. Little Jim Taylor says, make Beardo host that streamer. The Skeleton says that she only reads super chats that were supportive of her and were outright mean to Brittany. She's nails on a chalkboard and voiced Snake. Nick Hammerschmidt says, I think Chrissie knows how Zack Snyder felt. Brad Garrett says, Venti came across like horrible harpy. Along with Hambly and Mack, she should be dismissed. Everyone else is a winner in this affair. Bishop the Fool says, I sent Chrissie a super chat during her stream about her being accused of herself of false flagging in the past. It was completely ignored. Philip says, I can't believe how much this thing keeps escalating. It's like Chernobyl. Keeps getting worse and worse and will affect everything around it for years. It might. Third, JRH says, I knew it was over the moment she said bullied and I'm an idiot. Or an IDOT, I'm sorry. Fuck, I'm fucked up my own meme. Obi John says, Chrissie's explanation makes perfect sense to anyone who's isn't terminally online. Fig. Venti is an obnoxious woman and a terrible friend. Yeah, that's the problem. We're all terminally online. Like, all of us. Like, it's what we do. We're fucking losers. Like, there's 3,800 people just on YouTube watching this at 2:00 Eastern. We're all fucking losers. None bigger than me and Camelot. So just to be clear. So we are the worst. Okay. Meat Slave says, this is starting to feel like an attitude era for YouTube creators. Let's fucking go. Now I can sign up for that. Dark Red Knight says, stream members only now. Streams members only now. What is it? Says, just got here. Wish it could have went better. I kind of felt Venti wasn't listening, but I wish Chrissie would have addressed it better. Personally, I still stand by it should have been a solo stream for Chrissie at that point. Like, and I don't think it would have went much better, but it might have been a little better, maybe.
Yeah, when I talked to her earlier today, and I'm like, okay, there's gonna be 2 girls on, plus me and Brittany, and it's like a normal show. And I was like, I don't. And she's like, yeah, and we're just gonna hit it for like a small portion, like 20 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, I know where this is going, and I don't think that's gonna. It doesn't benefit me to be there. Sorry, or benefit you. Sorry, it doesn't benefit her for me to be there. Right?
Yeah. That's probably was a good decision, sir. Beach Killer says, Miracle Whip is way better, Jeremy. Third, JRH says, I cringe when I hear I'm sorry you feel that way was my ex-wife's favorite line when she effed up. Mr. Insanity says, the degree Chrissie cherry picked the super chats and gaslit Venti was one directed her was horse shit. I got no sympathy for Chrissie. Hooligan says, can't agree with people who have a circular argument. That's all BV did, went around in circles. Sean also says, somehow Beardo and Benology are behind all of this. Dark Red Knight says, wrong stream, never mind. Disinfected Science says, if Bad Jer just got in the barrel at the start of all this, would have blown over. Total Just total pride. Would you let him on FNT to take his licks? No. I mean, I don't have full authority on FNT, but I have a strong vote, obviously, and I would absolutely not want that at all. And it's not because it's just because it's too much. Like, it's just too many things now. Like, it's too far gone. I personally, I agree with like Camelot and Stuttering Craig, where Hambley's tried to get in their chat and get on their streams, and they were like, "No, like I don't know what the fuck you're gonna say. Like, I have no idea what you're capable of." So, I would not recommend that at all. Dio says, and we all have to believe the world would be a better place if we were governed by women. Timothy says, Chrissie should have done better, but Brittany humiliated herself at the end. She kept interrupting and repeating herself. She showed up in bad faith. I don't think Brittany was there in bad faith at all. But that's just my opinion. I respect your opinion. Shadow, the Master says, there are so many fake people on the internet. When people feel burnt for trusting someone, they will be mad. True. Peter says, hashtag, did you read my last super chat? What the fuck? Did you read my last super chats, or am I high? Fuck me. You're high.
Yeah, for sure.
Lying dog face Sony Soldier with a gifted membership. The Trilla says there's a difference between holding someone accountable and cancel culture. Stop allowing her to be a victim and stop white knighting for her. NTR Uncle says taking your lumps tax. 3412 says you make entirely too much money, Jeremy. You owe it to me and my charity. 8 o'clock says, can YouTube make a feature where super chats need to meet a certain volume before the streamer can pull the money into their account, mumbling this BS? Please don't give YouTube any more fucking ideas to do anything on this platform, brother. Like, don't give them. We're good. Just let it. We're good right now. We're already on eggshells. Philip Johnson says, dude, Glenn Jones might need help. Check. I did, and I don't know if the mods were able to find anything, and I'm not putting that on the mods, but yeah, I will look into that. German Cyborg says, you need to invite Savvy and Venti on tonight. $100 if you do it. Well, I got one of them, so that's 50, right? That's 50. Did I get that? I might have already got that one from you. It's Sir Jew says, 5 women in a day. Sheesh. Pixie Hayes for the $10 super sticker. Thank you. Ryu Plains Walker says, I can't do $199, but I have a pair of 9s anyway. That's for $9.90. I appreciate that. We just got a $50 super chat from Nico. Says this situation with the quartering is worse than Susie Lou's situation back in 2020 when Donnie Dog was flagging channels for the Big Abby pump. Is you hook up, holler if you hear me. Jeremy, show that tweet again if you have it. Big Abby pump. So I can pull that one up. Big Abby pump. And this is what got me banned from Twitter. Were you around during those days, Camelot?
What, Susie Lou?
That and the Naughty Dog shit.
I remember the Naughty Dog stuff.
Yeah.
But not specific people or anything involved.
So this was what got me banned on Twitter right here. So this was this was the Abby. Abby got leaked of killing Joel, and the internet went crazy over it. Naughty Dog was flagging everybody down that was showing the footage of it because it was leaked. This is a memed version of Abby as Scott Steiner.
Yep.
And it's obviously altered a little bit. So I posted this to Twitter. Naughty Dog took it down, DMCA strike. Okay. I posted it again and said, fuck Naughty Dog. It took it down again. I probably posted it like 50 fucking times. And I kept tagging Naughty Dog. I'm like, fuck Naughty Dog. I'll keep posting it. And so they took my Twitter account down for like fucking year and a half. Lost it for like a year and a half. And then I didn't get it back till Elon bought Twitter. But so yeah.
Same thing happened to me.
Literally how I got my account back.
I lost my account for a month and a half or 2 months because I posted a picture of Eliza Blue.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And just my account was just taken down. It was like you either have to delete this tweet and click this like disclaimer or whatever, or you can't come back. And I was like, you know what? I'll just not come back. And I just stayed off Twitter for like a month and a half. And then some stuff started going down, and I was like, I'm back. I'm coming back. So yeah,
yep.
Same thing.
Yep. I did see a tweet that I wanted to show really quick. Hang on just a minute. Let me find this and share my screen. Because like people are asking a lot of questions about things. And I like to just common sense approach. Okay. People keep asking the question, Chrissy, what's going to happen at FNT? I don't have the answer for you, but I think the internet has good questions about it. If Chrissie Mayr can't keep up with viral topics and current goings on, why does she even need to be on FNT?
That is a fantastic point that I haven't even thought of. You know, Florida Breeze got it.
It makes a lot of sense. Her own words tonight. So, you know, a lot of people have asked the question, and that would be that's a good question right there. But thank you, Nico. I appreciate it. John Wayne says, Jeremy, your driving skills versus the professional race car driver, Cody. Also, we need more Alabama representation. Roll Tide. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he can drive a race car better than me, but I can probably drive a forklift better than him because I am.
That's damn sure. Now, I wreck a lot, you know.
So, so the internet tells
Talladega, though. Thank God.
That's a good place not to wreck.
Hell yeah. I wrecked there last year. It sucked.
And thank you, Alec Baldwin's Finger, for the raid over on Kick, and I think you rated on YouTube as well, brother. I appreciate it. And I'll say this because I don't want to make Camelot jealous, but like because he's drives NASCAR, but like when you drive a forklift, you get ladies, bro. Like, like you get ladies. You're like you just whip out the forklift certification. It's over. It's basically, you're basically Brad Pitt in Troy when you have a forklift license. Like, you just hang it up. You don't got to.
There used to be this viral guy on, like, I guess, TikTok style videos, and he'd be like going to see, you know, your mother-in-law, blah, 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 like during a break. And it's like a guy with like a mullet and a little beer belly and like a beer, and he gets out of his old Camaro and he's like walking in slow motion and it's playing like Freebird. I'm like, hell yeah, brother. I was that guy.
Damn right. Damn right. Oh, you guys are bringing GCL. Do you know the GCL lore?
No.
Okay. So I used to work for Home Depot back in the day, and I worked there for several years. I worked in the lumber department, and I talked about a certain type of person that would often come into the store. And it was a person that was wearing Wrangler jeans, Wolverine boots, always had a fucking tape measure. All right. Fucking Dickies button-up shirt. It was fucking general contractor lesbian. It was these fucking women, you know, and they were always dressed like that. Wolverine boots, tight Wrangler jeans, and they could beat the fuck out of you. And I'm like, this bitch is huge. General contractor lesbian, GCL. So every time I was like, we'd be like, hey, yo, man, there's a ugly ass GCL over there. Like, you know, everybody would run around and go, look. General contractor lesbian. So
that's just what I'm going to call every bush lady from now
yes.
on.
GCL. TMF Squid says, this might be the first time I've ever seen local content break containment in this way. There's people who are completely in different spheres of influence are talking about the quarter pounder, also the most radioactive locale. That's what Camelot was trying to explain earlier, man. This shit is hit. We are beyond containment. It's beyond anything. And I know that there's people that watch my channel that don't give a shit about this. I know. And I'm trying my best because this is what I'm trying to do anyway. I'm attempting to keep this away from the main Geeks and Gamers channels for the most part. I know we've talked about it a couple times on Main Event, but like, I put all the energy here on Cobra Cast and I'll deal with the fucking nonsense here, but it's going to bleed over into that because it's just too big of a story at this point. It's crazy. When it's hit Friday Night Tights, when Gary's had to address it on FNT, you know that we've reached insane levels at that point because Gary don't like to do this. Gary does not like to move away from his Marvel fucking bullshit and his fuck Hollywood bullshit. Like, he just doesn't. And like I said, I've act of Congress to get him to talk video games. You know, I try. Me and Fake Wizard's going to work that in. Don't worry. Mar Millen says, not to be a dick, but isn't Chrissy a stand-up comedian? How can she miscalculate the audience this terribly? I am so confused by this. Well, it's a fair question. I think there's probably I mean, I've been in front of live audiences as well. There's definitely a little bit different feel and vibe when you're in front of a real audience versus like a online chat audience. So little different. I think there's more similarities than not. So I do think there's probably a very fair question because I think that you can learn from, the live audience. But yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, I think that reading the room would be the phrase.
Yeah. Is this Raw's alerts? Is this like the account? The Raw alerts count?
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
Do you think Britt and Chrissie's friendship is still a thing after this? Because my God, tonight went DEFCON 1, most heated stream so far. It's gonna only get worse, by the way. Hi, Camelot. Did you have any popcorn?
Yeah, I was talking to Raw Alerts before the stream or earlier today or yesterday. I can't remember, and they were texting me and they're like, "Oh, it's about to go down, bro." Like,
nice. Yeah. Well, full transparency. I always liked your account, but I have criticized you a lot on this channel. So we're cool. Like, I like your account. So, but I have talked shit about you. But I talk shit about Camelot. It's all good. Talk shit about everybody. So yeah, like I prefer if you talk shit about me. That's how friendships are made. But yeah, good to see you here, man. And I have seen you responding to a lot of the tweets as well. But yeah, I mean, I think the correct answer here is women. I have no idea how to determine if they're going to be friends moving forward. It's women. You know what I mean?
You know anything about women? Is women usually, and I know there's this, there's exceptions to this rule, but I've been, in a lot of relationships and been around the block. Most women don't have childhood female friends, and there's a reason for it. It's kind of like the phrase, "There's a lot of old people and a lot of fat people. There's not a lot of old fat people." It's kind of like that phrase where it's like, you'll notice that a lot of women don't have, childhood female friends that are still their friends in their 30s, and it's because when women have a falling out, that shit's over, dude. I've had fist fights with my male friends, and we're still friends to this day.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, all the stuff that we're saying about women, that doesn't apply to any of the lovely ladies in this chat. You're all amazing. Okay, you're the best, especially the ones that super chat. Like, you're perfect. Okay. We're only talking about literally every other woman on the planet that's not in this stream right now. Just to clear that up, okay? Diesel says, "Hey, Jared, did you know how badass what a badass guitarist Cody is? Earlier, he put out a video banging out a Marty Friedman solo from Megadeth's Symphony of Destruction earlier. Dude is amazing."
Oh, dude, finally. God, I appreciate that, Diesel, but I have not. I've almost not, and I say this, kind of loosely. I've pretty much not left my YouTube studio in like 2 or 3 weeks. So I basically get up and I come in here and I do all my work, and then I go to the gym and I train. I do my trainings, and then I come home and then I come right back up here. That's it. This is what I've been doing for 3 weeks, and I finally took a day off today, even though I probably shouldn't have. And I went into the music studio and started playing a little bit, and I just banged out that solo. Like I was testing my new web camera in my music studio because I have a new web camera, and I was like, I'm gonna test this out and hit record, and all my stuff's mic'd up already, and I just played that solo, and I was like, oh, it sounded pretty clean, so I put it online. But I haven't played in a while, so
nice.
I was pretty rusty in it, but yeah, I banged it out pretty slick. I was like, damn, that's pretty good.
I don't want to brag, but I was pretty good at Guitar Hero, so I don't want to brag.
Dude,
so
hell yeah, dude, me too. And I went and played it at a retro fest I was guesting at like a few months ago. Dude, I suck now.
Dude, I remember back in the day, it was Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and I was like shredding, or at least I thought I was shredding. And then one of my friends came over, and he played it so good, and I'm like, why would I ever pick this fucking guitar up again in my life? You're so much better. Like it was so embarrassing, but I thought I was good until he showed up. Don't you hate that when you're playing a game, you think you're good, and then somebody that's actually good shows up and you're like, why do I even do this?
Yep.
Buns says, sorry, but Chrissy was never funny and she contributed nothing to FNT. Nothing will be missed. Also loving the Bama accents. Yeah, sound normal for once. Zinchi says, I never agreed with anything that came out of your mouth, Jeremy, but thank you for calling out Gary on the prequels. Much appreciated. Yeah, Gary's wrong about the prequels. But again, what does Gary know about movies and entertainment and pop culture? Like, yeah, get a successful channel, Gary, then step to me, okay? Like, learn how to YouTube, Gary. You get on my level, then you can talk shit about the prequels. Dermy Wormy for 50 says that Mel and Chrissy are both good evidence as to why the 19th should be repealed. By the way, hail all, and especially the 199. Dermy Wormy's been crushing it.
I seen it. I rated him the other day on Kick.
Yeah. Jeremy Wormy's been crushing it. And yeah, shout out to everybody. I know you've been building up your Kick audience. We've been doing, our stuff on Kick and Rumble. It does feel good to have these alternative platforms, especially with everything going on with YouTube AI right now. The other day I got hit on my stream. So this has never happened to me. So I'm live on my stream. I was talking about a couple of controversial topics, one being an Epstein topic. And so there's a certain word you talk about with Epstein that YouTube doesn't like. Then I started talking about the Mark Hamill thing, where Mark Hamill said the stuff about Trump, and all that. And then someone brought up Mark Hamill and the thing that he tried to have done to his granddaughter before she was brought to the world. Are you familiar with that story?
Yep.
So I was using words, obviously, I shouldn't use, at least on YouTube anyway. And I kind of moved on from it. But then all of a sudden, people in my chat, they were like, hey, I can't super chat. I'm like, what? You can't super chat? I'm like, yeah, I can't super chat. Everybody's screaming at me. I can't super chat. YouTube put an age restriction on my stream for self-harm topic, which is okay. I mean, I've been age restricted before, but they've never turned my super chats off. They turned my super chats off. Never fucking happened.
It doesn't make sense at all, because I would understand if, we want to demonetize the stream because it's not safe for advertisers. But
Yeah.
you demonetize me where people can't even just give me money.
Exactly.
What?
It scared the shit out of me. So I stopped the stream only on YouTube. I kept the Rumble and the Kick stream going. And then I re-added it to my StreamYard, and the new stream allowed super chats. So I don't know what the hell happened. Then I looked at the timestamp that they hit me for. They hit me for when I was talking about Harrison Ford being a bigger movie star than Mark Hamill. That's what they hit me for. The timestamp was, and I'm like, YouTube AI is out of control, dude.
YouTube AI is apparently a big fan of Mark Hamill. No, the same thing happened to me like last week. So I got hit, or 2 weeks ago now. I don't know. I got hit, and it's very obvious as to why, because I got hit, I think, the same day as 4 other people talking about Jeremy. We all got hit the same night. And it spooked me pretty good, because, when you get hit, it's like, hey, if this happens again, we're going to take you out back and end you. And I'm like, oh, shit. They send you that message. So I was like, okay, I'm making a Kick. So I made the Kick, and I was so pleasantly surprised with how just immediately the audience was huge there. And the revenue was huge, and the support was huge. It was awesome, man. I'm loving the hell out of Kick. And I mean, obviously, I started my Rumble. I've had Rumble since I feel like day one.
Yeah.
But, man, Kick's been awesome. So thank God.
Yeah. Kick and Rumble, they're great, and especially, I mean, Kino Casino's been kind of like leaders on the Kick side for a lot of people. So good stuff, man. Nightcall says, let Chrissie's situation be a lesson of how the group and even how viewers goes forward with hosting and subscribing to women on the platform from now on. Sad but necessary. Yeah, I hate that it's here, but that's where we are. Marmillon says, I mean, I've seen angry cops and creators not in this sphere at all risking or asking questions about this shit at this point. That's crazy. Tim Green says she needs to donate to people from the streams and not hers. Something like gifties instead of charity. Give back to the community who gave to everyone. First super chat ever. Congrats. Look at that, man. First super chat ever. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Let's see. Lol, no Google not giving you my name. 9 is my number, Savvy. There. I had to get through that name there. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't like her cannons. Fucking beardo. I cried. Dang it. Dermy Wormy says, Chrissy really screwed up tonight. I don't see a comeback from this. The internet does love a redemption story, but you've got to be genuine with it, and time will tell. White says, cutting through the noise, this is all about a guy that's been banned for life from every Ren fair in the U.S. for the safety of the other guest. This isn't canceling. This is taking out the trash. That is correct, sir.
Dude, everybody was tagging me like, dude, good job. Because my video was like trending for 2 days that I put up.
Yeah.
And it was just the Ren fair stuff.
Yep.
And the Quartering quote tweeted it, even making it blow up more for some reason, and said it was normal behavior. And I was like, normal behavior? Of course he deletes that. But then, of course, the Ren Fair, I think the Ren Fair, a Renaissance Entertainment production company got wind of this, and they announced that they banned him from all Renaissance Entertainment Company Ren Fair events in the U.S., which includes Texas, Wisconsin, Southern California, and New York City. So.
Jeez. Listen, when you're hanging out with your boys or if you're in the locker room, a lot of stuff gets said.
Yeah.
A lot of shit gets said that should never be repeated publicly or in a family setting or group setting, all that. So men talk shit. We say a lot of stuff. You guys have no idea. The girls anyway. Y'all don't know. It's fucking bad. But when you're walking around a fucking public event where women and children are walking around, like, that is wild. That was wild. Listen, man, sometimes you get on a stream. Listen, to be fair, I'm gonna try to be as fair as I can. Sometimes you get on stream. I've been on some IRL streams. Sometimes you kind of get lost in the moment and you end up talking shit. Okay. To say it's normal behavior after the fact, you're like, dude, you should have been like, yeah, I fucked up, man. This is fucking like, own it. Like, my God, how is this so difficult? But that was crazy to see that. And then the line of like, she DTF because she got kids. It's like, what are you talking
and her
about,
kids
man?
and her like keep looking back at this giant six. And I was talking to my girl about this, and she was like, you know what? A lot of people probably don't even understand about the situation is not only is it gross and creepy, but this guy's 6'4" and 400 pounds, and these are women and these are children. So you can't even be like, hey, go F yourself, because this guy could get aggressive and kill you or hit you and like hurt you because he's a huge creepy dude that you can't physically restrain, that's following you around saying spooky ass stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's a legitimate concern. And I don't know why he didn't just say, yeah, that was cringe. I'm a different person now. I would never do that now. Right. I mean, I don't even like to, if I'm like cranking up a video, like on my phone, I'm filming, I don't even like to, if there's bystanders, I'll aim at the sky. And I don't even like to do it with people I know. I don't want to film people I know. I'm like, can I take a picture of you? Oh yeah, sure. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how he was so casual. I'll just film all these girls' asses. Like,
yeah. Say no to gay. No, it says context for Kino flagging. It was a video mocking Worski, not content copying. They're frauds. Watch the video. I'm making it easy. Well, I can't click that link, but I will look into it. It's okay. I know you're mad about this, and I respect it. So Bumblebee says this will probably affect her live in-person comedy shows as well. And the thing is too is like, and I'm not saying like false flagging sucks. I don't know if they've addressed it. I don't know if anybody said anything about it. I don't have anybody on Casino as a co-host. You know what I mean? So, but I'll look into it though. But I think they've probably addressed some of that before. Not Jeremy Hamley says, we can all agree it was cool of Jer to donate CBC. Julian says, was the UFO files dropped the distraction by the deep state for the Chrissie situation? Ghost Crusaders says, Nina said yesterday that she texted Chrissie and asked her for some questions, and basically she was done with Chrissie because Chrissie lied to her. Rocky Man says, F Matt Jarbo, shame for even showing him. In UFC says, surprise quartering did this given the match stream. Wendy says, it was Zidian that told Mundane Matt he could show his report history, not Keemstar. I used that stream as a lullaby. Be well, sir. There we go right there then. Not Jeremy Hamley says, there's a new mayor in Cucktown. Jer is cool again. Chronicling Mayhem says, is there a way to check on Glenn at not showing? And a few people showed concerns. He never responded to anyone. Hopefully all is well. I hope all is well. I don't know. I highlighted his comment earlier, and I hope that we can get some location on him. That always concerns me when somebody does that, because we have to treat that as a serious situation. We cannot overlook that. So Manager Run Thing says, sorry for the oranges feeling. Sorry your oranges are feeling this weekend, Savvy. Butter Biscuit says, can we just agree FNT needs no more women co-hosts unless they have pop culture knowledge like Vera? Between Danica and now Chrissie, I've had enough. Johnny says, Chrissie is somehow worse at apologies than jokes. Still like of history says diaper money tax. In UFC says Jeremy diaper money tax. John Cunningham. That was funny. Dang, that was funny. John Cunningham says, can someone please explain to me? Someone named Mac threw a quarter at someone. Mac as in McDonald's. Did Chrissie throw the quarter? I'm a hamburger. Pre-Dawn Corp says bad Jared diaper tax. Brad Garrett says prediction, Chrissie will be off FNT for many months. Chat will go crazy otherwise. Hope to see her back, but it will take much time. SCDB says bird feed tax. You pay your co-host in seeds, right? I pay my co-host? The fuck you talking about? Maps go on the wall says money for Beardo's diapers. Granite Potato says, I noticed she picked supers that attacked Brittany. This is what a lot of people are saying. I need to go back and watch that before I make that direct accusation. Josie says drama like this between streamers is good. From time to time, you get to clean out the bad blood and start a new and get a new start. Correct. Florida Breeze says, I'm sorry you felt it that way. Hey, did I pull up your stream? Thank you, Florida Breeze. ULF. You know what? I'm just going to fucking, since everyone is curious, how does this affect Chrissie's invite to FNT going forward? Yeah, again, I think I don't think that it's as simple as just like, this is directed that, like a lot of the things she was saying about like not having time to do this, time to do that, cover this, cover that, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of ramifications to that have to be considered. But ultimately the internet decides. I don't have no fucking say so. Internet says, decides all this shit. Nader's channel says, if you keep doing that certain activity with Beardo, you will go blind, Jeremy. It's just like Camelot doesn't determine what he talks about on his stream every night. You know who determines that? The chat. Yep. When the chat talks to him and sends him super chats and gets involved in shit and shows interest and shows, feedback, he takes that and goes, okay, you guys want more of this shit, so I'll give it to you. If I can provide it, I'll give it to you. Like, we listen to the people. That's how our streams go. I'm assuming you're much like me. You don't plan a whole lot of shit out. You get bookmarks on Twitter like I do. We fucking talk about it. It's really it.
People say the weirdest things. They're like, I saw, I talked about the quartering thing for the first time, I don't know, a month ago, I guess now. And I had like 600 or 700 concurrent, which is a little bit more than I normally get. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So I was following it a little bit more. So I talked about it again. And so I think a whole week went by where I was talking about this. And I was up to 1,300 concurrent. I'm like, well, this is pretty good. People really want to hear about this. And then my channel got struck. And then it became personal. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to talk about this for a little while. And now we're at 3,500 concurrent. Yep. It just keeps growing and growing and growing.
It's crazy, brother. It's crazy. Tech Lord says, did you actually like that sus super chat? The one for 85.48. Pretty specific amount, in my opinion. Hell, the 199. Raider always does those really specific super chats. Somebody always does. Grizzly Nightmare says, who's who in your opinion? Melanie Mack or Eliza Blue? Remember, good things come from bad situations. I still remember the first Cobra Cast. Listen, for a lot of people that don't like the drama and all that, like Cobra Cast started on drama. It's Tim Pool, Eliza Blue, Jack Murphy, all of that shit. That's what started this whole fucking thing. And then it obviously evolved into the political stuff and all of that. But as I said, Cobra Cast will continue to evolve, but we're eating good, man. We still got Trump in office for like 3 fucking years, and then he's still going to be Trump after that. So we're eating good. Aaron Adams says the ending was so she could have to wait. The ending was so she have to put PPP on tonight. So she couldn't. Yeah. Grumpy Gen Xer says, sorry you feel that way, Tax. Kratos Snape says, Brittany destroyed Chrissie. Godzilla's Greaser says, screw House NCR forever. Florida Man says, I PPP pity the fool. Tin Head says, Cobra Cast on my birthday. Hell yeah. Hell the 199. The Jetters, it's getting late. Insane that Mel has now made Chrissie radioactive. NUFC says, lol at Ryan and Jeremy yelling at each other more friendly than this passive-aggressive cat stream. Apparently, thanks for having savvy woman filter. Yeah, me and Ryan, like, literally cuss each other out on stream. Like, it's bad.
I've had that.
Dude,
I've had yellow matches on streams, and we're just, we're
it's awesome.
And then we get off the stream, that was a fun show.
Yeah, it's
End of
awesome, man. Yeah, it's fight. A good fight is always good, man. Zero says, I can't wait for until Nick Shirley asks what the oranges are for. The 1A trade says, can we get an answer to the most important question? Savvy, pulp or no pulp in your orange juice? What about you, Camelot? Pulp or no pulp?
You know, probably none, but for some reason, the older I get, like I kind of like texture. Like I've always liked creamy peanut butter, but the older I get, I'm like, you know what? Throw some crunch in there every once in a while. I'm weird.
Yeah, that was a real thing that was going to dividing this community was pulp, no pulp, and crunchy and creamy. That was a big divided topic, but it's no pulp and creamy. The 1A train for 20 says, let's make sure all this doesn't distract us from the fact that Hassan is a piece of shit. That we all agree on. Yikes. Powerful Will says, been gaming in BG since the start of Dermy. Y'all from Bama, Birmingham here. I'm originally from Alabama. I moved to Florida when I was like 15. So you're still running around Alabama.
I'm in Huntsville. Yeah.
There you go. Where are we at? So many fucking super chats. I hate my life. It's so terrible. Maybe I was just in the stream, you know? Like, that's what I hear. You know, when you get a much super, you're just in the fucking stream.
Money.
Right? Yeah, you know. Forrest Beyond the Train says, Chrissie implicitly seemed to be protecting her relationship with Mel during the stream while torpedoing her and Britt. Jeremy, Gary, be wise, guys. One Winged Angel says, second the chat about Rolo, Venti tried to deplatform him to cover for Destiny and Lauren Southern's relationship. All these women are bad, honestly. Johnny River says, there are so many gay sims for Chrissie here. Jim P says, fake bullying tax, switch to Trump news soon. Hail the 199. Ramtax says, I remember my older brother used to be into CB radios back in the 80s, and the drama is the same today, but y'all just use a different form of communication. Midget Menace says, all hail Savvy, the all-knowing, all-seeing goddess of wisdom, whom you should fear if you're on her radar. Correct. Name doesn't matter. Says, I feel like I'm watching a game of Halo Reach Infected. The quartering is patient zero, and the people around him are falling one by one. Very good. Very good. Rodimus Supreme says, I tagged you on X. In the clip, it was Chrissie attempting to make a joke, or was she serious? I'll look at it and see. Brad Garrett says, love Tuesday's main event crew. Hope Savvy is back soon. Hope we can find some stuff, some fun stuff after all this. Shadow the Master says, Mel Mack is not telling her friend she might catch some heat for having her on. What sort of friend does that? We all remember fucking Dan Vask and Az, that legendary moment. Hey, Az, let me clip out this rant that you had on Starfield. Might bring you some heat was exactly what Dan said. Az was like, go for it. Next thing you know,
it's a meme.
That was fucking wild, man.
It's an actual meme now.
That was wild. Pre-Dawn Corpse says, D-Day Cobra, read my kick rage. Quit, bitch. Pre-Dawn Corpse gets mad at me. The Royal Reese says, I always knew it would be a woman that brought eternal drama to the F&T collective. Never thought it would be over a bland creep quartering heel scum. The Royal Reese says, I have a quartering in my toilet every morning. Basket City says, Chrissie failed harder than poo. BC Man says, all hail 3 Cobra Cast panelists. Let's go. Raging Rhino says, Cody was the bully. It was you. The Royal Wee says, my man Cody would have been a bull in a China shop. Fantastic Knox says, she's a liar. She's sweeping. She's playing dumb. Buck Johnson says, are we getting a G&G race car? Also, 2 Bama boys. Did my IQ just drop? I'm too busy paying for this fucking website right now. I don't have any money right now. Running as you know, from June the King's documentary on the quartering, quartering crowdfunded his fucking website. I didn't. So maybe quartering smarter than me at this point, but thank goodness for the quartering drama. It's helping pay the bills. The Royal Wee says, dang, I just realized I don't want to go without Chrissie impressions. They are gold when she pulls them out. Jeremy, how do you look in a wig? A lot of different ways I can take that question, and I'm uncomfortable by all of them. Royal Wee says, 2 North Alabama boys on the stream like seeing 2 brain cells fight for 3rd place. Brad Garrett says, in fairness, sub only requires 10 minutes. But it sets a bad tone. It sets a bad tone. Robert Punishment Tax, thank you. Legal Mindset just dropped a video. I've seen a lot of you tell me that. Thank you, Jonathan. I'll have to watch that later. The 1A Train says, Chrissie's crappy explanation live stream tax. Caligula says that Chrissie stole defeat from the jaws of victory. Loser Alter Ego says, why has no one commented that Chrissie complained that her kid still drinks from the tap at the age of 2? That's pretty fucked up where I come from. We're from Alabama, bro. So it's,
I still drink from the tap.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Actually, yeah. And now I have a filter and all that, but I still.
Yeah. Hazmat says the scary thing is that they are allowed to vote. Brad says Melanie Mack is the ALF planet, or is an ALF planet, and now a failed streamer. She is pure performance and no substance. The full body tats should have been a clue to everyone. Ghost Crusaders TV says most disturbing thing from the Chrissie stream tonight was hearing that Chrissie is still breastfeeding her 2-year-old. What the F? Not Jeremy Hamley says, I'm ripped and smart. I'm rich. Pretty talented too. The Royal Week says Cody has a 4-pack for 2 months out of the year.
Yeah, it's in January. Yeah.
Fu Manchu. I think I said that right. Fuck, I don't know. I have theories. Camel knows. Did I say his name?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm all fucking, I'm tired. The Royal Week says people from North Alabama, Tata feed until they're 22. Jim P says, is the courts getting involved yet? Jester of Roanoke says, in the end, DSP will remain. There can only be one. D-Day Direwolf says, good Jer, greater than bad Jer. Both gay, though. Bork Pork says, remember the good days when YouTubers fought, argued, settled their beefs in Echo-based network. That's a long time ago. Steven says, Geeks and Gamers corporate cripple officer here. Quartering conflates having money with importance. Camelot, stay sexy. Jeremy Boomer sooner. Bearded Storm Shadow, or fucking Bearded Sports Psych, which is Storm Shadow, on his profile picture. Quartering Gate was created by Nolan because he knew they'd need a distraction from the Odyssey trailer, and Israel was involved too because something. Fair Balance, what's up, Fair Balance? Says, smash the like button if you think Jesus and Charlie are looking down on me. Happy I converted to Catholicism. Swigs fireballs. Any moms here to DTF? Fucking hell, man. Oh God. Ministry of All Things says, good night, y'all. Going to bed. Repeal the 19th. Salty Source Rex says, bring DSP on. We need to know his opinion on all this. BJ the Vigilant says, Friday night, bro, Island. Predon Crip says, Jeremy, play my Kino clip, bitch. Good Lord. Kyle says, was Venti ever taken to task for sweeping for Lauren Southern's cheating on her husband with Destiny? She engineered ops on YouTube for it. That pie over there says, damn, DM PPP to bring him on and see if he has a promo in him. Fuck, it's too late, man. Johnny Whiskey says, you're not friends with Anna Star Wars Girl anymore. What happened? I mean, she's just doing her thing. I'm doing mine. We just haven't talked in a long time. So Jason Becker says, when Jeremy subjects us to mid women on the internet, I go to my happy place of Brittany Daniels riding on a horse from Joe Dirt. Salty Source Rex says, time to get your milk and hot dogs ready. Achilles Jones says, Venti has the killer gaze that like she killed you in your sleep, and she sips. God, I'm fucking tired. Sips on her cup of coffee. Good Jer showed it yesterday. I'm a fan. Sean Games Dunk says, Jer wept. Caligula says, Epic Mike quartered me at VidCon into an elevator with his mobility scooter and farted. What are we doing? What are we doing? Blue Eyed Scorpion says, been watching for 7 years. I'm a massive loser. Reverses, I'm currently on the toilet. Thought I'd share. Bun says, hi, Camelot. Gaming Barker says, hello, Jeremy and Camelot. Fran Forsyth with 5 gifted memberships. Unicycle Peon says, funny you bring up As a Starfield. I'm literally playing Starfield right now as you stream. As was right. As was right. Hashtag as was right. Deathu says, so Jeremy agrees. Why is Chrissie on FNT if she doesn't know topics, but doesn't understand how G&G Locals Wrestling failed with Beardo hosting? Okay. One time at band camp says, Chrissie's going to get cooked by Kino for not putting them on. I don't think Chrissie realizes the unholy retribution she's brought upon herself. She don't. The Royal Reese says, it's cool. Ignore all my supers. I never would do that. Aaron Adams says, I meant the ending was so bad. Mel sucks. I knew what you meant. Over on Rumble, Mailman says, diaper tax for savvy. Thank you all for your super brave and unfathomably stunning. Fuck you for that word. Bystander Syndrome says, Savvy, everyone knows Kim was trying to give Chrissie a very obvious out, but everyone wanted Chrissie to grab that silk thread. We want to like her, but she's not critical. Most people aren't. Bystander Syndrome says, I'm a mom, therefore I am beyond criticism. My vagina. Mailman, I got that one. Vault 95 got that. Real Stream Hero says, you know what the problem is, Jeremy? She's a redhead. Everybody knows redheads are crazy. What do you think we've been trying to push them out of the spotlight? It's not because guys go nuts for them. Fear the Haggis says, hey, Jeremy, ask Cody about the song I did. What are the oranges for? I think you should watch it since I put you in it. Sorry, Cody, you will be in the next one. Haha. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, so he does. He did that one, and then he did the you've heard the thing that Jeremy does, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Doobie. Yeah.
So he does the doobies, and he made
Yeah.
this song. It's like 10 seconds. I'll just play like 2 seconds of it. But
Okay.
Where'd it go? It's this right here. Doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo. Anyways, he made that.
Hell yeah.
He's good.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm looking for that link that you sent Pre-Dawn Corpse because you keep yelling at me. I don't know how to fucking pull this shit up though. Like I'm on the back end because I just opened up a new stream because I have all of my Kick stuff on a separate monitor, so I can't access the monitor from the computer I'm on. So I don't know how to find your clip, Pre-Dawn Corpse. We're gonna have to wait till next time. So I'm sorry. You can call me gay. I mean, chat does it every fucking week anyway. All right, we're gonna end it there because I'm fucking tired. Here, oh wait, no, Pre-Dawn Corpse just fucking sent it to me because of course he fucking did, because he's a loser sitting up at 3 o'clock in the morning waiting for a retard like me to read his fucking cheap ass super chat to play a stupid fucking clip.
Rudy Jer.
Love you, Pre-Dawn Corpse. Hang on just a minute. All right, is this? What the fuck is this? Hang on. 30-second clip. What is this shit? All right, here we go. Full screen. Back it up. Us here.
He's a storm pooper. We got Pre-Dawn Corpse for a sub.
Oh, thank you. Goes to DSP's Rabbit and Pre-Dawn Corpse.
The brown sharts. Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, just shit in the garbage can.
Oh, we got
have anything else.
But she's still doing. Bring it back. He shit in a garbage can.
Oh, there goes Pre-Dawn Corpse. So there you happy, Pre-Dawn Corpse? Are you happy? All right. So we're going to end it. Camelot, what do you got going on? Tell them what you got going on. Tell them where they
Well,
can find you.
I'm just streaming every day, man. Streaming every day on my channel, Camelot 321, Camelcast off on X. Yeah, I'm still racing a little bit here and there. I'll be in Las Vegas and Phoenix. Still looking for, always looking for more sponsorship, primary sponsorship. If anybody's interested in something like that with their small business or anything like that, just hit me up on X, Instagram, whatever. And just come hang out with me. We'll have a lot of fun. So.
All right, there we go. Well, good to have you on, brother. If you guys are interested in the clipped out segments of the show, you can go to D-Day Cover 2. Danky puts all my stuff up over there. So, go check it out if you're interested. If you're not, you can tell me to go fuck myself. That's totally fine. Chat does that all the time anyway. So I won't be offended. But this was a crazy stream. Resilient says, Chrissie did cover critical soups, but seemed to focus more on the supportive soups. But supporters may want to send more than critics, but that's not how it usually works. So do you like using but? Yeah, I get it. Listen, man, it's a very difficult situation she found herself in. I don't think anybody's disputing that at all. Yeah. We'll see how the next couple days goes. I feel bad for her because Casino is going to go after her hard, and everybody knows it. And I'm going to be right there watching it because it's going to be a fucking hell of a show.
Tomorrow's got quartering live. Then it's got my shows at 6. Then Kino shows at 7:30.
So there you have it. So we'll see how it goes. But I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to Savvy for popping on. And again, man, I hope Chrissie can get this figured out. I don't want to see her continue to get caught up in this mess. She's been given a lot of good advice from a lot of people publicly and probably privately. At that point in time, it's up to the individual to determine what the direction they want to go. I don't think she made the best decision tonight. Hopefully everything will work out for her. You guys have a good evening, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. We're going to end it in 3. Don't say the gamer words yet. Don't say it yet.